This presentation is made possible by these amazing individuals and organizations. Whether it was through Patreon, Super Chats, Super Stickers, or by watching, liking, and commenting, I really appreciate each and every one of you. I just had to dance a little bit. How are you guys doing? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. Can anyone hear me? Can you hear? Yes, Brogu says, I can hear you. And so does Keith E. Great, 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 great. Okay. I want to say welcome, everyone. I am Retro Nerd Girl, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station. And today we're going to be talking about the best family animated movies from 1990 to the present day. Now, it is with pleasure that I do this because some of my favorite animated movies are actually um, in this bunch. So I'm really excited about that. And then there's some that I haven't seen yet, and I really would like to see. So I'm learning new things today, as well. If you have any that you would like to contribute to the list that is not on the list, let me know. But I'll just let you know that my list is chronological. So we're going to start from 1990 and do wait until we get to your year before you announce the title that you wanted to suggest. Now let's see. Got the intros out of the way. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments in the chat today. I see some familiar faces, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome. So glad you guys are all here with me today. We got Brogu in at number 1. The first comment says, "Hello, everyone, and a special hello to our fearless leader, Retro Nerd Girl." Yes, right here. And there's a space girl and a rocket ship, and that's pretty cool. I love these emojis. The International Science Fiction Space Station is in good hands with such a capable pilot. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Volcano says, "Hello, guys. I am painting 6 Skimpy Diaz diamondettes right now. I hope I said that right. They will be finished when the show starts." Oh, wow. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So good to have you here and doing some painting while you are watching. That is just awesome. And Unicorn Rampant Studio is here. It says gives a $7 super chat, which I really appreciate. Thank you so very much. Says good afternoon, RNG and everyone. COVID booster has me a little wiped out, so I'm snoozing on and off, listening during moments of wakefulness. Oh, poor thing. Oh gosh, I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, those boosters are can make you feel sick. I think the last one I took, I thought I was gonna die. It was like, oh gosh, it was really intense. So yes, do take care of yourself and drink lots of liquids and rest yourself when necessary. We appreciate you being here in spite of how you're feeling. So hopefully we can get at least have you in good spirits, right? So I do have a special thank you for you. I don't know if you have the strength to let me know which one you might want, but okay, I'm gonna guess. Okay, I'm gonna take a guess that you may want this one. This music is really hitting me today. So thank you once again. And I felt maybe you needed some unicorn power to give you a little some good vibes. So there you go. Got the unicorn with that like bzzzt, will give you some good feelings all around. And Brogu says, "Take care of yourself, unicorn." Yes. And Keith E is here and says hello to Retro Bro, Volcano, Unicorn, and other room unusual suspects, or however Siri chooses to say that. Well said to get it all done. Thank you so much for being here, Keith E. Wonderful to see you with us today. And see what else. And Keith E says, "If you want something done, give it to a busy person." Well, I'm getting things done today. It's really incredible. And there's supposed to be some deliveries here today that's supposed to come. So I might get a call. Just want to let you guys know in advance that I may get a call to go pick up those deliveries. But hopefully that'll happen after the stream is over. And William Blake Hall is here. How are you, William Blake Hall? Says, "Hey, Rogu, Keith, Rhinoceros, Retro. I would have been here for the Ahsoka Wednesday, but I was waylaid by a Jewish funeral and a bacon burger. Oh wow! Well, you can't let anything stand between you and a bacon burger. But yes, I absolutely approve because yes, sometimes you can't make it to everyone, and I do appreciate you guys for being here when you can make it. So thank you so much. Um, and William Blake also says, not all sure that sure what I'll say today beyond yay Pixar. I'm sure there is going to be some genius that you will come up with. And Keith E says that's good enough. It's good to have you here. Yes, absolutely. And oh look, and so does Brogo. Brogo says just having you here is great in itself. Love all around. This is so nice. And El Necron is here. Hello, El Necron. How are you? Says retro time. Yes, it's time to go back in time. Let's get in our time machines and see some goodies from the past. And William Blake Hall says, all hailing frequencies open retro. The ISFSS is looking good. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Everybody's telling me that they can hear me, and this is amazing. This is wonderful. And let's see. Volcano is here. It says most common superpower of female comic book heroines holds for du Hooten. Um, not sure what that is. I hope I didn't say anything bad in another language. Joseph Gay is here. Says just about any Hayao Miyazaki film. The only exception is Grave of the Fireflies. Okay, so well, yeah, that would be and the anime films, and I do have some anime films listed, but some of them I did put in the mature label, which we'll cover next week, because it skew some of them skew a little older because they are um, like like when you because they're older, they have older concepts, or if there's a lot of violence or people dying and like that kind of stuff. But there's quite a few that are just family friendly ones, and I tried to put them all in here. I hope I chose well. And Kitty says, saying hi to Joseph. Great to see you here. And saying hi to everyone. El Necron, too. Oh, almost got it. Almost got El Necron. All right. So we've gotten to the edge of the chat, the edge of time. And now we are going to look at this cool little slideshow that I put together with a list of all of the animated family films I could possibly fit in the limit of 200. And and it is from the 90s to the present day. So let's see what we got. All right, the first one up, 1990, DuckTales. And you know what? I have not seen this movie. I have seen the cartoon show, which I enjoyed thoroughly. So this is one that's on my list to at least watch. And I do love myself some Scrooge McDuck. He's a very interesting character. I love the nephews and just it just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun and put a little smile on my face. It's got the Indiana Jones kind of flavor, and just to anybody who says, "Oh yeah, the Ducktales copied from Indiana Jones." It's actually the reverse. Indiana Jones copied from DuckTales, or yeah. So it is definitely one of those things where they're paying homage to each other. Because as you can see, the title here for DuckTales is in the style of Indiana Jones. So yeah. Then we've got the Jetsons movie, 1990. I have to say this movie was not my favorite, but it is it is pretty popular. I think the biggest problem that they had was what they did to the Tiffany. They had Tiffany play the young Jetson girl, and I think that kind of changed the spirit of the film quite a bit. But and they really tried to make the story a lot about her, and I suppose that was to try to get a younger audience, and it kind of went a little haywire. But I thought it was I thought it was okay. I think it was okay. Not enough to pay $20 to go see it in theaters, but it was okay. And then we have American Tail, Five Goes West, 1991. So that was one that I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the American Tail um, movies. If you guys have heard of this or have seen it, please do let me know if this is something that you enjoy. Let's see. Oh, Bragu says that DuckTales was a great TV show. Just love it. Yeah, it was so good. And every week, there's just some wonderful adventure that they would go on. And I love the camaraderie and just how close the boys were to their uncle. It's just a lovely little show. And Volcano says Jetson, Modern Flintstones. Yes, the Modern Flintstones, great TV show, right? The TV show was amazing. Just I wish the movie had been that incredible, but it didn't quite do it for me. Then we have Beauty and the Beast, 1991. Of course, an incredible movie, part of the renaissance of movies for Disney. Um, Prior to this, we have The Little Mermaid, 1989, and is sort of this was just beginning in the early stages of their renaissance, becoming just an icon at animated films. And this movie in particular utilized computer animations to help it achieve some of the look, and it really blew a lot of people away what they were able to do. Open up the scenery and the emotional quality and I would say even the spectacle of the movie and that uh, in that one computer animated scene where they're dancing. It's just great, just great. Um, and we have Porco Rosso, which I've never seen, and I would love to see. It's a Studio Ghibli film, 1992. We've got Bebe's Kids. I wasn't really a fan of Bebe's Kids, the TV show. I know a lot of people grew up on this. This is like their favorite jam, um, and I thought it was okay. I felt it played too much into stereotypes and stuff, but it it it's something a lot of people enjoyed it for sure, and they went on and made a film about it in 1992. Then we've got Fern Gully, the Last Rainforest, 1992. I actually didn't see this one. So a lot of them I stopped seeing. At this point in my life, I was a little older, and so I didn't necessarily, um, if only certain animated films really stood out to me, and this one just didn't. Was having a hard time identifying with this bat creature. So yeah, and just the idea of the rainforest. I mean, we all have a lot of respect for the rainforest, but I'm not. I wasn't so keen on being in the rainforest. You know what I mean? So yeah. And see. Um, we have Aladdin, 1992. Ugh, what can I say about this film? It was just so great. Great songs, great story. Aladdin is just one of those characters that he doesn't make every the greatest choices. He's the diamond in the rough. The guy who has a lot of potential, but he may not have all the things that he needs going for him to totally meet up to his potential. So it is a story about his growth and personal growth, and also about this romance with him and Jasmine, and breaking free of sort of this impossible and impending situation where she has to marry someone. She has to marry somebody, and so they've been all the people that are trying to marry her are not right for her, and so this was just well done. The genie, played by um, he's just the picture of him is right in my mind. Somebody help me. I'm having a brain blip. Um, and he was just fantastic. Let's see if you guys have anybody. Can anybody just tell me really quickly who played the genie? I know who played the genie. I just can't remember. My brain is blipping on me. Uh, Robin Williams. Thank you, El Necron. Thank you. My brain was like, it just like blanked out right in that section where it was like call up names of actors, and it was like it was like dead. Someone pulled the plot, the power in that section of my mind. Yeah. So yes, Robin Williams played the genie. He was fantastic. It was incredible. Oh look, Bonzo Kilborn is here and says Mork. Yeah, the actor who played Mork. And Volcano says if all suitors suck, the parents are to blame. Pretty. That's true. It just was. I think at a time, arranged marriages. Um, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to accept that someone else is going to choose someone that you are going to spend the rest of your life with. Feels very oppressive, and that was the life for many people for many years in our past. But it was great to see this story where true love comes through, and Aladdin shows and his way proves that he is definitely worthy um, of that love, and it's just great, great story. El Necron says it happens to me all the time. Oh, yeah. I've been going at it for a long time. I don't know. Before this, I just did a stream earlier, and it was just like kind of like pandemonium this morning, but yeah, my brain is like, maybe I need liquids. That's what it is. I need liquids. And Monza says, "Hey, hello, Retro. It's the weekend, right? It is, right? It was the weekend. Let's party." Oh man. And Volcano says marriages were not done for love, but for material and social gain. Yeah, yeah, and that's yeah, the way it was back then. It was like that, but there was only two ways to get out of a marriage. Oh, actually, only one, death. So that was quite a stifling situation for many people. And let's see. Glad things have changed. Glad things have changed. Um, and let's see. The next one up is The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. What a beautiful film. It is very, very touching. The sentimentality in this film is just through the roof. And it's being led by this incredible performance by Christopher Sarandon, playing Jack Skellington, and and then we have other characters that are kind of around him that are kind of influence the story, but also have their own little thing going on. We've got Sally, who idolizes him, but also sees when he starts to lose his identity of being the Pumpkin King and chasing after this other thing, being, Santa this year. It was just sort of like she could see through the problems and could see it was going to be a disaster, and so it's just kind of nice to see how she handled herself prior to them, getting together, which, as a couple, but also like discovering like ways that she could help. Um, and also be independent of the man who's controlling her, her surrogate father, if you will. He does. I would say he is her father because she does create her. And Maddie's daddy is here. Steve M has says, "Hey, Retro, good to see you. Good to see you." Um, and yeah, what a great film. I just do love this one so much. I watch it at least once a year. There have been many years that I've seen it more than once, but I try to catch it. I always catch it on November 1st because that's like canonically, I guess, when this movie kind of takes place, like right after Halloween and leading up to Christmas. And it's just so good. Because it's like it's a Halloween Christmas movie, and I don't know if you're like me, but I like to do sort of like a Halloween tree, take a Christmas tree and decorate it like Halloween. It's great. It's so much fun. And Joseph says Ken Page, Oogie Boogie, right? Wonderful performance and just incredible character. He's not on screen for forever and ever, right? He's just on there for a little bit, but you know what you get of his character. He's ruthless. He's scary, but at the same time, he's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I love characters like that. And brother says, remember, I have another brother named Grogu. Did you see me or did you see? Oh, okay. That is between you and Bonzo are having a conversation. Just interrupted your conversation. Sorry about that, guys. And let's see. Next one. We're back. A dinosaur's story. This one, this story I didn't catch when it came out. But a friend of mine insisted that I do a review on this movie, and so I did, and I loved it. It's absolutely like one of the sweetest movies, with sort of like a Steven Spielberg offshoot thing. This is one of his projects that I believe he produced this, or he was related to it in some way. And there's even a cameo, if you will, of a character dressed like Steven Spielberg in the movie. Just great, 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 great. Um, and oh, Lance Chapin is here. How are you doing? Hi, Lance. How are you? Good to see you. And I am hanging in there. I am definitely hanging in there. Um, then, oh, by the way, guys, I am. My outfit's a little bit different today because today it is very, very cold where I am. It's freezing around here, and so we can't. They're not going to put on the heat until October 15th. So I have to wait until the 15th, no matter what the temperature is. So I am layering up with as many pieces of clothing as I can. And Bonzo Kilburn says, "Didn't dinosaurs try a live action sitcom?" Um, there was a live action sitcom with dinosaurs, but I'm not sure. I forgot the name of them. Does anybody remember what the name of that live action dinosaur film sitcom was? I thought it was funny. I actually thought that show was funny, but it lasted for like a season or it didn't last very long. Broly says, no matter where I'm at, I'll always be here to support retro. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. And Lance Chapin says it's 52 here in Kansas City. Oh yeah, and I suppose that's how much was it before? Because we were 80 degrees this last weekend, and then all of a sudden we went down to like the 50s, and that it's super cold. Compared. So I'm not ready for the decreased temperatures. So uh, such a dip like that. Phew, 30 degrees. That's a lot. Joseph Gay says hitting low 20s in Anchorage. Wow. Just hoping it doesn't snow before Halloween. Wow, that's crazy. The summer is gone, huh? Uh, and it was called Dinosaurs, huh? It was just called Dinosaurs. Okay. Um, Yeah. Okay, guys. Wow, I didn't know that. Everybody says is telling me it was called Dinosaurs. Oh, cool. Um, so I guess that might have been I didn't know it was a continuation of this or connected to that at all, but yeah, it is very interesting. Well, this one I never saw. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. Um, I was gonna put down all the Batman movies, but not animated movies, but not all of the Batman animated movies are for kids. So uh, I had to definitely hold back on that impulse. And Elnacron says San Antonio was 77 this morning. Hot chocolate weather for us. Ooh, hot chocolate. Ooh. Um, it is about that. It's about that time. I'm also ready for vegan eggnog. Ugh, I want it so bad. And Fonzo Kilmore says dinosaurs went from 1991 to 1994 with 65 episodes. Oh wow! Boy, did I have that wrong. It, that's a long run. Um, and Lance Chafin says that it was part of TGIF. Okay. Um, mm, and Maddie's daddy says you never saw Mask of the Phantasm? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, into infinity. Yeah, that's. I guess I gotta write that down and watch that. Um, and Brogan says right now here in Houston it's 84 with low humidity. It feels fantastic. Oh wow, that sounds really great. That sounds really great. See, like 84 is maybe is too hot here where I'm at because of um the humidity. It just feels like it's 100. You roast. Um, but as soon as it hits like 30 degrees, it snows because of course the humidity um in the air makes it snow. And so Baru says right now, oh yes. And El Necron says, oh my God, this is one of the best Batman movies ever made. Oh gosh. All right. It's on my list, guys. I promise I will watch it. I promise I'll watch it. Lance Chapin says, and pumpkin everything. Oh yes, pumpkin spice is like officially out of the cupboard. They've gotten, they're starting to put it on everything. And the other thing that I kind of like about the season is that they use a lot of oranges and maroons and just those beautiful colors, browns. And so it's really like it's a pretty season. I love all the seasons, but definitely for autumn, it's there's a special feeling in the air. But what I like about it is that you can finally wear your cool sweater that's in the closet, and people can see it. And it's sweater weather. And Lance just says, "See you later. Just checking in." All right. Well, you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. And Manny said, he says, Retro Nerd Girl, did you see Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero? No. So I need to do these things. I know. I need to. Which reminds me, I need to write that down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write that one down because I don't think I added that one to the list. Um, so let me write that down. That is um, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero. And I do like Mr. Freeze, so that would be really good. And Brogu says, "Watch it, retro. Batman is great." Okay, I will. I will. Man, I'm gonna get my nerd card confiscated from me. I better do my homework. And then we've got Lion King 1994. Of course, it's another one of those classics with a great story, lots of great emotion, makes you cry every time. Every time I cry, and I have to sing along to "Can you feel the love tonight?" Definitely. Um, a must sing along. You have to I have to sing along to that song. And Circle of Life, what a wonderful one too. Uh, just incredible. Just incredible. Then you know what? This is actually a surprise for me. Swan Princess, 1994. We have Don Bluth coming out with this one, right? I think it's Don Bluth. It is not quite Disney Renaissance, but it has its own flavor. It has its own flavor, and that's why I like seeing different animated movies from different companies. We've all relied now, like, oh, we can only get animated movies from one company, and I think just seeing it from other companies, you can definitely see you get different stories and different ways of telling stories, and I love this one. I really did. It's a secret. I call it a guilty pleasure because I do know that a lot of people dislike this movie very much. Um, so that's why I would consider it a guilty pleasure. But we've got uh, Jack Palance, okay, doing the voice and is like over the top and insane as the bad guy. I love it. I loved it. And Volcano says, pro tip for the weekend: buy beans and watch Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill movies. Okay. Right, and you guys schooled that those are the westerns that the spaghetti western movies, and I do appreciate learning so much from you guys. Um, then we've got Thumbelina, and I think I saw this once. It's a little bit. It was a little bit forgettable for me. Ouch, right? But I think I would like to visit it and see if I still feel the same way. That was 1994. Now we've got Pocahontas, 1995. For many people, this is their favorite Disney animated movie. And for me, not so much, and it's not my favorite. I did enjoy it quite a bit, but it isn't quite my favorite. But I don't know what it was about it that it didn't really hit me as much as some of the other ones have. But yeah, I think it's definitely a great movie, and I rewatch it on occasion from time to time. Um, Arabian Night, 1995, aka The Thief and the Cobbler. I've never seen this, and it looks really good. But of course, it's almost like they were kind of borrowing a little bit from Aladdin to make this, but it looks interesting. I would like to take a look at it, or if I may have even seen it already, but um, it is definitely you can see that they're borrowing ideas here and there. And so Whisper of the Heart is a Studio Ghibli film, Whisper of the Heart. Never saw this one, and it is on my list, guys. It is on my list to watch because it looks really good. I love the artwork involved here and how beautiful it looks. And Maddie Say says Pocahontas wasn't a great movie other than you can feel the love tonight. And it is yeah, I mean I didn't quite love the romance story. Um I did love the drawing of the characters and the mysticism that was in the movie, but it wasn't really like my favorite. But I know there are some people who this is, that was their favorite Disney princess. Pocahontas is their favorite Disney princess, and the story is just like, it means the world to them. The Pebble and the Penguin. This is one I did not see. Um, and it may have been just the idea of penguins that are I like penguins, but I always think of penguins as, cute little animals. But I never really like ever imagined like watching a movie with just penguins. At this time, I was a grown up, so I don't think I was able to kind of um, uh, suspend my disbelief. And I think the way they're drawn is a little bit too goofy for me. So I was like, I wasn't into it. But like I said, I wouldn't mind taking a look at it and see if the story has any merit, because as much as I do love, um, the one thing I do love is a good story. So if a good story is a good story, and if there's something to be had there, I wanna see it. So I want to check it out. And Maddie said he says, I told you about this movie for Retro Negro. It was started before Aladdin, but the director, master animator Richard Williams was taking so long to make a masterpiece that they took it. Oh, that's the one you were explaining to us. Okay, so let's go back to the picture so that way we can have a good reference. So this movie was coming out before Aladdin, right? And it says here 1993. Um, um, and but the director, master animator Richard Williams was taking so long to make a masterpiece that they took it. Incredible, incredible, man. Ah, interesting. And away from him and hired hack animators to finish it. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. I have to see it just to see what the story is all about. And Doc Fortune is here. How are you? Says caught you on Klobby Stream. Glad to be here. Oh, great. It's so good to see you. Yeah, I was on Clobber and Times stream last night. The last two Thursday nights, they've had me as a guest, just hanging out with Klobby and Mark. Uh, D with a C. And it's just been like so much fun. We talk about just about anything, um I don't think there was anything actually like scheduled to talk about, but just retro stuff. And also we talked a little bit about Ahsoka, and it was just fun. It's just fun, just fun. Guys are really cool over there. Um and let's see. Every once in a while I do stop by um Mark Mark's channel and on Sunday nights to hang out every once in a while when I can. And Volcano says penguins with rockets strapped to their backs are the best ones. Is that it? I'm trying to find them. Where are they? Where are those things? Okay. You were meaning from Batman Returns, is that what you're talking about? Yes. Okay. Yeah, maybe those are the best penguins that there are. Um, and William Blake Hall says, all I ask for penguin all I ask is for penguins with freaking rockets attached to them. And Joseph Gay says, a happy welcome back to you, William Blake Hall. Yes, it was so good to have you back with us. And William says, I've been enjoying the membership you gave and seeing more retro videos. Oh, thank you. Yes, so glad. Yeah. And Brogo says Arabian Nights look pretty good. Yeah, I love Arabian Nights. When I was a kid, I used to always love reading um like I forgot what the compilation was that it was like a compilation book I had of all different fairy tales. And so of course they had the Grimm fairy tales in there, and they also had Arabian Nights in there, and I would just read that and just love it. And those books had like maybe one or two illustrations in it, but it was mostly birds. So it's sort of the bridge between reading um children's kitty books and reading like big books where there's no pictures in it. And I just love that book. I destroyed that book. I'm not even sure. I have like an archive box full of books that I've had since I was a kid, and I think I still have that one. I think I still have it. Um, I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. And Joseph Guest says, "Oh, LOL," and sharks with freaking lasers flying in a tornado. Absolutely, my favorite, Sharknado. And William Blake also says, "Daddy, can you feel the love tonight was Lion King? I'm a Pocahontas fan." Oh, um, oh yeah, yeah. Can you feel the love tonight? But I thought he was talking about the relationship between the relationship between the two lovebirds in Pocahontas. Um at least that's what I got. And let's see. Um, and yeah, sharks with laser beams and William Blake calls us yikes, that would kill everyone. And Joseph Bigay says, yeah, gotta admit it would make for an interesting Monday morning. And to have a laser beams in a sharknado. And I don't know, maybe everyone would die all at once and then what? Guys, they're so funny. And Joseph Gay says sharks rule the world until they fall out of a tornado. Yeah. And Maddie says, "Oops, sorry, I'm listening while animating dragons. I meant Colors of the Wind. Oh, Colors of the Wind. Yes, yes, with Vanessa Williams singing it. Yes, I love that song. Um, and I loved her rendition of it. 'Cause there's one that I guess the actress sings the one in the movie, and then Vanessa Williams sings, like, the one afterwards. I always loved the songs that they did, kinda like as after the movie's over, they will play that another version of the main song, and it's always so good. Um, and, let's see what else we have got here. Babe. Okay, Babe, 1995. I never did see this movie. Um, and so yeah, that's on my list as well. We've got Balto, 1995. That is also on my list. I did not see this. Um, it didn't really call out to me at the time. So a Goofy movie, 1995. It looks like it's fun. I didn't see this one. Um, the Toy Story franchise, 1995. Um, Absolutely, the first movie is definitely the classic movie. The special, well, actually, the 3D animation at this time was still developing. These guys did a lot that was just really innovative and really new and fresh that we had not seen anywhere else before. And um, it it was really a great story along with it. So even looking at it now with all the moments where it's kind of weird and wonky, I do believe, like, it still holds up because of the story. The story is so strong and so impactful. Definitely gives you the feels. You're crying by the end, get your tissues out. And there's probably going to be a snot bubble involved. You might be you might be sobbing. It's really, really intense, but very good. It's definitely a feel good movie as well. Um, Besides diving into all those emotional notes that they do. And William Blake calls it sort of like of a live action Babe. Um, uh, and Doc Fortune says Goofy movie was legendary when I was a kid. Oh, really? Okay, I gotta see it. And Maddie's daddy says, of my animation teachers was an animator on Toy Story, and she said that he's embarrassed. He said that he's embarrassed by how bad it is. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, it didn't hold up. It didn't hold up, especially all the animation of the human beings. It's really scary looking. Um, it's almost Polar Express bad, but it is. I mean, you have to walk before you fly. and so those are just the growing pains of animation and where it was at that state, and just there were some things that were done really well, and but there were just um, yeah. What else can you say about that? But yeah, and I think when you looking back on it, you look at it and you're like, wow, things have really changed. Um, we've really advanced. And Joseph Gay says the record quotes Woody would say, the recorded quotes Woody would say would crack me up. Someone poisoned the water hole. Uh, is this one for like an actual toy? I wasn't sure. Um, and Roger says Toy Story was a good movie even to this day. Yeah, the story holds up. The whole story definitely holds up. The effects not so much, but the story is still touching. So touching. Um, I cry at the same moments every single time. And just because says, I agree with Rogo. The story, Toy Story, is a great story. The CG is what it is, but what they had to work with at the time and help to advance the art of later movies. Yeah, I think so. You got to take those steps. You got to take those weird, wonky steps before you get to greatness. And Progu says exactly. And let's see what's next on the list here. We've got Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I love this so much. This is talk about I can't keep a dry eye for this movie. This movie is like tears, tears. Where's the tissues? It's like it has me on tears all the time because these characters are just so adorable, and I felt so bad for the Hunchback. Like ah, the way he was just treated and just everything about it it was just told in a way that makes you feel really sympathetic to a lot of the characters. Um, and that was 1996. William Blake Hall says, "Wait, whoa! Daddy is animating dragons. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, I wanted to go back to that before we. Yes, it sounds really cool that you're animated dragons." Um, and Maddie's daddy says, "Absolutely. The first of anything is the most important step in the process." Um, yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so cool. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. You're taking time to talk with us today, because of course your knowledge of these things are just incredible. Um, let's see. I was actually thinking about trying to get in touch with you to be on the show because it was. I'm sure but you're super busy. So Joseph B. Gay says, sadly, this movie didn't click with me or my wife, but I know others who share retro sentiment. Yeah, it doesn't always hit with everybody, but like I said, for there are specific people I know that absolutely adore Pocahontas, and I like I said, I don't dislike it at all. It's a great story and so many really good things, but about it. But it didn't really get me like some of the other stories that um, uh, and this one too. It doesn't really. It's not one of the ones where I'm like I have to see this every year. I have to stop everything to see this movie. It's one of those ones where I know what I'm going to get, which is I'm going to start crying, and so um, and the story is sweet too. It's very sweet. Um, so. Oh, and Maddie's daddy says yes. He's animating Chinese dragon. Really cool. That's really cool stuff. And William Blake also says, so Timac was the last dragon and Daddy is the first. Okay. And Wild About Dragons in the West often uh, villains, but I sense that the East prefers to honor them. And William Blake Hall says, love the name Esmeralda. Oh yeah, it's a great name. That's a great name. Okay, and then we've got James and the Giant Peach, 1996, and this movie is a little bit freaky. I wouldn't be so sure to introduce this to anyone who's super young. and and may get scared by some of the visuals, but I I did love it. The story. It is a little dark. It's a little dark. It's right in the same area of, like movies like Coraline and stuff like that, where like, ooh, this we took a bad turn somewhere. What nightmare world is this? And then we have Hercules 1997. This is my favorite Disney movie of all time. I just do love it absolutely. A Disney animated movie, and it's I cannot see this movie and not cry throughout the entire movie. And not only cry, but laugh throughout the entire movie. And just, I enjoy myself so much, sing along to all the songs. Um, and there's just and it ends beautifully. And it's another happy ending. And it's just wonderful. I just had a great time the movie. And Maddie's daddy says too much sexual innuendo in Hercules. Really? Oh wow. So maybe a little older you might get your if you were going to watch this with the family, maybe with an older set of kids, if you did. I was not aware of it. It just kind of flew over my head, that's for sure. There is a moment where Meg is being very flirtatious, and definitely that is for an older grouping of kids. I think you're right about that. Joseph Begay said, "Didn't Danny DeVito play Pan in this movie?" Yeah, he's really adorable and funny in this, um, and the character is drawn so cute, and it has so many emotions. Like, there's a scene where I think Hercules hits Pan, and there's this look of disappointment on his face that is so like he's just hurt, and it makes me want to cry when I see this. It's like, no, he, I really like get super emotional about this movie, and just maybe the way it's drawn and the way that these characters are being told, like how they're being told, along with this like really spicy and fast pace, and the pacing is really fast in this. So it's like action and adventure and a love story and betrayal. So much stuff going on. So many characters to love in this story. Doc Fortune says, Beauty and the Beast is king for me. Oh, really? It's like an animated Universal classic horror film. Interesting. Yeah, there are beautiful moments for sure. Yeah, I think it would be, ooh, is it second place? It might be second place. It might be second place. It's really good. It is really good. Um, Definitely love all the imagery to do with the prince and discovering who he is, discovering his world. The painting with the scratch marks on it, and she's like trying to piece together what these what he looked like before, and just all that. There was like a glass. Um, glass window cutouts that they did to kind of describe the story, that I thought was really fun and unusual and just creative. Just what a unique and interesting way of doing it. I've seen many different versions of Beauty and the Beast for many years, since like the black and white movies, and it is just so incredible how much creativity they put inside of this story, making all uh, the characters, these magical creatures that were once alive, and just like making that work in a story structure Uh, it was really great, really great. William Blake Hall says Disney Beauty and the Beast is good, but I like the French live action version from a long ago. Oh, I hope I've seen that one. I think that maybe I've seen it. Um, and Manny's daddy says he wasn't Pan, but he was a satyr. Yes, I knew like what I was knew what he meant. um, and Joseph Begay says, thanks. And says, William Blake Hall says, I think tomorrow is Saturday. Oh, man. And Maddie says, I agree. Beauty and the Beast is one of the best animated movies ever made. Script, acting, songs, animation, it's flawless. Yeah, there's nothing that I can see about Beauty and the Beast that's wrong or like, oh, I don't agree with that or not too into. I it's just like from beginning to end, completely enthralled. Just completely enthralled in that one. Brogo says everyone William will be here all week. And Joseph Begay says, "Gotta run, heading out for lunch. You all have a good discussion. Oh, so good to see you, and glad you were able to hang out with us today, and hope to see you again real soon." And he says, before Walt Disney died, he was asked if there were any stories he'd wished he turned into feature films, and his answers was only one: Beauty and the Beast. Oh, so cool! Yes, that's great. And they lived up to the promise. Uh, that's really great. And William Blake Hall says, try the veal and drive home safely. um, and not sure 100%. This is it in French. Okay, La Belle et la Bête. And of course, that was horrible, probably a horrible pronunciation, but we just give it a go. We just give it a go. And you guys are saying goodbye to Joseph, and Joseph Begay says, the restaurant I'm going to makes the best tamales. Well, for Anchorage, LOL. Oh, it sounds really good. I would love a tamale right now. Oh, great. So the next one is Anastasia. Okay, and so if this was made by Disney, I would have said that this is my favorite Disney movie. Um, just over um, uh, Hercules, but this movie is another cry fest for me. It is the emotional the way this movie just hits me emotionally is like something from another world. It really, really feels so familiar, but also um it's a very touching story about a young girl who has faced some really horrible, horrible stuff and trying to find her identity. It's sad, but also very haunting and beautiful. I loved it so much, uh, and still do. I watch it quite often. But of course, the tears. And there's a song, "Once Upon a December," that is like, it's just like, oh my God, this is like, it just takes me away. I can't. Where are the tissues? I'm leaking. It's really bad. And Maddie's daddy says, a guy I worked with it was an animator on Anastasia. Oh, that's cool. And Doc Fortune says, I feel like Anastasia was the last truly great film Don Bluth made. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, this is my favorite then. He is, this is just out of like, like this just does it for me. I don't. I wish I could be more descriptive of how much I really enjoy and love this movie. I can't wait to review it one day for you guys. because of how deep the story goes, and it's based on a true story and or true myth, and there's just so many pieces of lore to it that really feels uh, that's scary, is sad, and also um, and the only word I could think of is touching. Touching. And Burglu says, I never saw Anastasia. I need to put it on my list. Yeah, it's really good. I think, I mean, do have your tissues ready because it is a bit of a touching one, but also it's just well done. um, in my opinion, as far as the story goes. As far as the story goes, the animation is not bad either. That there's that one scene, of course, for the song "Once Upon a December," where it's kind of like magical, and it just that scene blew me away, and it's sort of kind of reminds you of the dancing scene in Beauty and the Beast a little bit, but it does something. It does its own thing. Uh, but if you it just is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Um, Doc Fortune says nothing will ever beat American Tail though. Okay, I've never seen American Tail, so I guess one day I will have to see that. Um, it is I told you my aversion to vermin, but it I will have to give it a shot and see that. Um, And Kingdom of Nerds says, hello, everyone, and so good to see you, Kingdom of Nerds. How are you today? And let's see what else is next. Let's see. One of my favorite movies is definitely Anastasia. Now, I've heard that this is actually really good. I've never seen it, and so that is on my list to see immediately. And this is Princess Mononoke, 1997. So it is. It comes highly regarded by so many people have told me, look, you need to see this. And that's like probably exactly what I'm going to do. Then we've got Cats Don't Dance. And we've got some backup. Uh, William Blake also says, yes, Mononoke is good. Do check it out. I will. I will. And Kingdom of Nerds says, Secret of Nim, my favorite animated movie. Oh, that's really great. That's another one I have not seen. So we're gonna definitely. I got some work to do, some homework to do. And Capstone Dance is one that I did not see and would like to. It looks like it's gonna be fun. We've got Mulan, or Mulan, 1998, and which is a fantastic story. Fantastic story. Live action came out. I did not see that one, unfortunately. It doesn't really seem to have the same visual impact that I was looking for from the trailer, and I was just going to stick with the good old Mulan from 1998 as my go-to, because even look at that poster. It's just one of those storylines it's timeless in a way, right? It's timeless. Anyone can watch this storyline and understand what's going on, and even identify with it. Um, and let's see. Doc Fortune says Princess Mononoke is an all-time classic. I prefer Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, though. Oh, okay. I think that's on my list. And at least one of the lists that I have going on here. And Doc Fortune says Secret of Nim rules. It scared me a little as a child. Oh, really? Wow. Um, William Blake Hall says Secret of Nim is good. Makes good on makes a good Don Bluth double feature with Anastasia. Oh wow. So cool. I'm so cool. William Blake Hall, you're like, I don't think I have anything to to say. And there it is. You've seen these movies. I mean, a lot of these I haven't seen because at the time I was like working 4 jobs or something, and going with school and just like being busy, busy, busy. And Maddie said, he says, Cats Don't Dance is a hidden gem and a tour de force of animation. It's freaking great. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. That's a heavy recommendation there. And Simply Steve 68 is here. Oh, so good to see you. Says, hey, do you have a Romeo and Juliet 8? Not sure when that was released. Um, I've never even heard of that movie. I have never even heard of that movie. So, was it? Do you remember? You know what year it was? Because yeah, what year was that? Um, and William Blake Hall says Canadian robots in love. Wild. Um, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Is that the name of a movie? And Burglar says I enjoyed Mulan. Yeah, me too. I just what it was a great movie and also felt like a wonderful adventure. You know, there's a sense of adventure to it all, and of course, all the funny jokes told by the dragon, played by Eddie Murphy, was really great. And Duck Fortune says it's all vermin though, and laughs. And many studies the secret of Nim can be a little scary, but it's cotton candy compared to Watership Down. Okay. Yeah, well, I did put Watership Down in the mature section that we're going to cover next week. And Doc Fortune says, yeah, Watership Down is just traumatizing. Never watching it again. Oh, man. Because I did see some stills from the movie and I was like, what is going on here? It is a bit shocking to see animation portrayed so violently. But I did, put it as a must-see. And Rulu says, William Blake Hall knows more about these movies than all of us put together. And William Blake Hall says, "No, I just keep running off to check IMDb on." Well, hey, that's something. That's something. And let's see. Brogu says you got quick fingers, William. Yes. And Luna says it looks like Romeo and Juliet. The Canadian Robots in Love movie came out in 1979. Oh, 1979. Okay. I was like, oh, is this something to do with Logan's Run? We've got the name of a person and a number. So, um, so it's Canadian Robots in Love. Interesting. Um, Oh, wow. Mikey Susie 4 is here. I just saw you on Anti-Derivative Jill's channel. So good to make your acquaintance. And thank you so much for coming by and saying hi. This is, I just subbed to you, hon. Thank you. You're amazing. Yeah, we had such a great conversation. So I'm so glad that you decided to slip on over here and hang out with us for a bit. This is a great conversation we're having here. And Simply Steve 68 says, got it up. 1979 was when Romeo and Juliet came out, was released. Yep. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, and let's see what else we've got here. We've got Rugrats movie, 1998. I never got into the Rugrats. The art style was really strange for me. Couldn't really relate to it as much. I did see a couple episodes and I thought they were cute, but they weren't exactly was like not really exactly my type of thing. But if you were a little kid at this point, this time, man, Rugrats meant the world to you because I saw how crazy people were going for Rugrats. Um, and then A Bug's Life came out in 1998, which I thought I loved this movie so much. Um, And there's another movie in which we'll talk about really soon, but yeah, Bug's Life, wonderful movie, and I absolutely loved it. The Prince of Egypt, 1998. This is another one I absolutely loved, and I love the song that's sung by Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston together. Um, when You Believe, I think it's called. Um, and talk about the emotions that happens when that song plays. And I'm not even talking about the ladies singing together. I'm talking about without the words, just the musical score for that song is just like wow. Um, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But I did love it so much, and I think I love every story about. That's one of my favorite stories. Is the story of Moses, and anyone who does the story of Moses in this sort of grand scheme way, like the Ten Commandments, all that. I do adore it so very much, um, and not to mention I did and have and still and love looking at the ancient Egyptian culture and how beautiful it was and how intricate it was. Um, and this movie and like just touches on it enough to tell this really incredible story. And then Mikey 64 says, I like Mulan, but they never should have gone done a sequel to it. Same thing happened with Aladdin. Oh yeah, there were sequels to all of these movies from Disney, and I don't think I've seen maybe one or two of them, but I it's not they're not as compelling to see the sequel. Just didn't work for me. So yeah, I did not see the sequel to Aladdin, and I definitely didn't see the remake either. Just didn't hit it for me visually to get me to go to the theater to see it. And William Blake Hall says, not sure about the difference between a rugrat and a thornberry. Oh my God, yes, they were very similar looking, right? And maybe they're in the same universe. I could be wrong. I guess the thornberries are more adventurous. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was not my bag. Um, and Disney. Um, uh, Mikey Susie Ford says Disney cows. Uh, yeah, they I guess they would be considered that because they may have a great deal of success with the first movies, and so they went and tried to make a success out of the second movie. And I think naturally we all want to. I always imagine like a sequel for something or continuation of a story that I really like. But for a lot of these, like and I know that Beauty and the Beast did a very surprisingly successful Christmas movie that I thought was a really um I'm gonna say it was creative, but of course not the same, of course. But it was supposed to be taken in between the time that Belle and the Beast were together in the first story, but during Christmas time, and so uh, and that kind of worked for me, but also didn't at the same time. It's really crazy. And William Blake Hall says, "I'm an Ants fan." Yes, we're gonna get to that because, of course, Ants and A Bug's Life came out at just about the same time and had very similar story plots and received a lot of um, competitive uh, criticism was what I would call it, quite competitive. People kept comparing the two movies. I thought they were completely different from my point of view. I couldn't see how these two were the same except for we're talking about bugs. And but at the same time, this people were just looking to compare like which one is better than the other one since they're very similar. I think that's in naturally in our human nature to do that. So, yeah, ants, that's I do love that movie. And Maddie says theologians widely agree that Prince of Egypt was is the best movie ever made about the Exodus. Really? Wow. I did not know that. Um, and Mikey Susie 4 says, when you believe a good strong song indeed, but Whitney kills it in a good way, not so much Mariah, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I think they weren't trying to overpower each other, and I think that would have been really annoying if they were both like battling it out to see who was gonna be the best in the song. And I think that's why it works. Um, and like I was saying, even just the musical portion of uh, that song is so beautiful, so perfect. Um, and gets me in the feels every time. I'm like getting a little bit emotional just thinking about it because it's such a great song and it's very inspirational. It's very inspirational, and we could definitely always use a good inspirational song or two. And Simply Steve 68 says, "I like the music from Prince of Egypt. It was good. It was good. It was good." Um, and Broly says, I wasn't into Rugrats either retro. They just seem so annoying to me, but I've never watched the movie. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching the movie just to see what happens in it and what they do with the characters. And is it possible to watch the movie without knowing all of the detail about every character um, from the series? So that's also something I'm very curious about how to make a movie out of a property that you have without having to um, have newcomers be lost on that property or what those characters do, and at the same time um, not have to go through every single thing like that. How do you do that? How do you do that? It seems like some sort of incredible magic to me. And William Blake Hall says, well, Whitney was Whitney. What can you say? Yeah, what a big personality too. Big voice, big personality. And Doc Horton says, I agree on most, but I enjoyed those Aladdin sequels. Oh, really? I did not see. Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw something that maybe may have been called Jafar's Revenge or something. Was not entirely sure what the title of that, but I think it was, Jafar coming back and doing his worst. Um, yeah, well, I'll have to check out the Aladdin sequels to see if you're correct on that from my point of view. But yeah, it's Aladdin. What a great story. Doc Fortune says Return of Jafar. Okay, that's it. Return of Jafar, not Revenge, is solid and adds uh Largo to the cast of the good guys, which was fun for me. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. The parrot turns good in the second one, which played by Godfrey, which is just incredible. Lots of hilarity ensues with that character. And Simply Steve 68 says, yes, Aladdin 2 and 3 were good. Return of Jafar and Prince of Thieves. Oh wow, actually Aladdin's dad? Oh my, what am I missing, guys? I need to see these things. And Mikey Susie Bros says that he's seen all three. Wow. And they were both okay. Guess I am a purist for the OG animated Disney films. Oh yeah, they were just special. And Simply Steve says, yes, animated is way better than than some live action adaptations. Yeah, I mean, and we've been talking about this for a long time. There are just some things you can do in animation that just doesn't translate well in live action. And we're getting a good whiff of this with all of the shows that are coming out now on Disney Plus, and also some of the things that they've transferred into live action just doesn't seem like emotionally driven as it was when you could animate these expressions on different faces, just more um, a little bit exaggerate them even to the point of not making them silly, but actually getting that emotion from you. Like I was telling you about uh, Danny DeVito's character being feeling or looking so hurt after um, Hercules hits him. He's just is so let down by him, and it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. It really does. Right then and there, it breaks your heart. And Maddie Sadie says, time to take a quick break, lunch break. I'll be back in a few. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy your lunch. Have a great one. Um, and let's see. And Simply Steve 68 says, Iago! Yes. And oh, yes. Uh, I said it wrong, right? I said Lago, but it's Iago. Yes, thank you. And to the relative Jill is here. As I told you guys before, I was on her channel and we were talking about cone heads, which was fantastic. She says, hello, Retro Nerd Girl. You made my day today by choosing to spend some time with me on my show. You rock. Oh my God, it was my pleasure to be there and talk about such a wonderful movie as Coneheads. It really brought back the memories, and it's a good it's a good movie, for fun, um, fun times with uh, this sci-fi comedy. It's a rare treat to actually have that kind of a movie. And yeah, it was my pleasure. And for that, I do have a special thank you for you. Um, Here's a nice one. Oh, I just do love those little bites there. Thank you so much, Anti-Derivative Jill. And if you guys want to have some chit chat with about like Star Trek and other like sciencey cool stuff, definitely go head over to Anti-Derivative Jill's channel. She has like the best conversations about Star Trek and other TV shows dealing with science fiction. Just wonderful conversations being had over there. Do check it out. And let's see. Doc Fortune says, love talking about classic animation. Great stream. Glad I subbed. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I do adore animation. Um, there have been many times when I've depended on entertainment to kind of help me to feel better. Things are really not going that great in my life. And I can't tell you how many times just watching a really good animated show or an animated movie can just put me in the right mode to be optimistic and happy and just look forward to the future. It's really great. Um, and let's see. And oh wow. Let's see. And William Bacall is saying thank you on behalf of the channel. Thank you so much. And into derivative Jill is saying you're welcome. And let's see. And oh no, Doc Fortune says that he's got an artful the Garf Duck, which is a line from Coneheads if you haven't seen the movie. But yes, well, you go ahead and do that. You narfle that Garthok. Oh man, and Brogu says I'm building my physical library, as many of us are, and I wanted to know if you had some suggestions on which ones I definitely should get off the top of my head of your head retro. Um, and do you mean for animated films or yeah, let me know which one, if it's animated films or if it's that in particular. If that's the question for sure, I would say like any of these, like make sure those are in your your any of the Disney classics from the from 89 to 90. Those are just amazing. Um, and throw and Anastasia right now I think is owned by Disney, if I'm not mistaken. You can get it from Disney. I think it's also on Disney Plus. I'm not sure. Um, there's a couple other ones, but I the ones I would probably depends on like what you're looking for, because there's the animated films. Um, the mature ones are actually quite good as well. So that I'll be doing next week. But any one of these that I'm going on and on about. And as we continue on, I'll suggest more. Okay, but yeah, any one of the classics. Ants is one of my favorites. I know that some people. Oh, let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see if I am missing something. Um, and Mikey Susie Four says, consume mass quantities, everyone. Yes. Yes. And Maddie Sally says, is saying hi to any derivative chill. Um, it's really weird how YouTube doesn't always prioritize the streams that you want to see. So yeah, sometimes you gotta go hunt them down, which is it takes up a lot of time to do, but I it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. But I heard some good news for all you streamers out there. I heard that from the grapevine, from YouTube, that they are going to start prioritizing live streams again, because right now they've been proti- prioritizing. What the heck am I pronouncing? Prioritizing shorts. They've been doing that a big time. Like if you're doing shorts, they're going to prioritize those shorts. And so, and anybody who's, of course, doing all, millions and millions of views, they're prioritizing their videos. But I think they're going to start, from what I heard from the grapevine, they are going to be looking at live streams again. So don't stop live streaming, everybody. Keep live streaming. And if you're thinking about live streaming, this could be an opportunity for you to just jump right in. So yeah, that's what I heard, a little rumor mill stuff. And Auntie Dura was a cool thanks video. Um, you're welcome. And then Borgu was confirming that yes, animated film. Just wondering. Yeah, so yeah, as we continue on, I'll just tell you, like, for sure, get this one. I hope you have this one or whatever. Um, and Mikey Susie Four says, get both Tron films. Yes. First, then the black hole. Ooh, Nike, you got some good ones. And I did watch parties for Tron, the first one, and the black hole. I did a nice watch party for the black hole, which was quite good. I didn't think it was going to hold up after all these years, but it did. It really did. Um, and let's see. Um, And Mikey Susie Four says, great animation with mixed live action for Tron. Yes. And we did cover that in the last live stream. Let's see what else. And everybody's saying hi to each other. And oh, Brogu says, why were they pushing the shorts? Because they wanted to compete with TikTok. So, when TikTok's doing well, and so they want to get in on that action to drive in those kinds of creators. It's the same thing, like all of these companies, they basically follow trends and usually muck up the system with their new process. But and like I said, they're going to go back to prioritizing streams again, which is great. Um, and Doc Fortune says they are pushing shorts because they are scared of TikTok and trying to compete. Yes, I don't think that they should try to compete. I think they should really be concentrating on videos and long form, because that's what a lot of people who are on YouTube really want. They want long form videos. The shorts is really another version of TikTok. They have it almost exactly matched up to look like TikTok. So kind of frustrating. And a lot of people are finding that even though they are getting views from shorts, the conversion of those of people actually subscribing to channels with longer videos are very short, are really not happening. It's not converting into to actual subscribers. So yeah, it's been a really um, tough time. Unless you're a person who does shorts and that's all you do, then it works for you really well. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, "Hello, fresh faces. I'm awake for a minute. Oh, so cute." Well, yes, we're moving, checking along. We mentioned Tron, so maybe that's what woke you up. Oh man. And Rogu says, "The Black Hole was one of my favorite movies as a kid." Yeah, I mean, well, for me, it scared me because I was scared of the robot. Um, but it it and I think with that fear, I kind of did not hold it in, in so high on my list. But after revisiting it with you guys, it's definitely like, wow, what it holds up. It holds up very well. It's a really good piece of science fiction. I think it is a very good piece of science fiction. Um, and Mike Susie Forrest says the second was Tron Legacy, yes, which I now have copied. And William Blake Hall says Hackman was as the voice of General Mandible. Loved it. Oh, it was this from Ants. I think, if I'm not mistaken, um, right? I think it is from this one. There were a lot of actors in this that were really good. And I know a lot of people may have like opinions on Woody Allen, but he did a very good job as the voice of the main character. Sharon Stone played the love interest. We had oh, who was it that played the bad guy? He was so ridiculously big. Oh my gosh, the same guy who plays the villain in my favorite story, Hercules. Forgot his name. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to look that up. And it was just really entertaining and fun. Um, and let's see, Mike Susie versus yes, Hackman is an underrated voice actor. Yes, he is. He really is. And Simply Steve 68 says Christopher Walken as Mandible Second. Yeah. Oh yes. Right. Oh man. And let's see. Um, Brogu says Christopher Walken. I need more cowbell. Yes, I need more cowbell. Volcano says shorts on TikTok are for people who have attention spans of fruit flies. Oh my goodness. Um, and see, Mikey Susie Four says, LOL Brogu. Exactly. Yes. And William Blake Hall says, I love that about ants is that you wonder what is the geography of all this, and at the end you pull away and um, oh, what was the surprise at the end? They were at the park or something. I think they were at the park. Um, and Unicorn Rabbit Studio says, I did hear the words Tron and black hole. Yes. Oh man. And Simply Steve 68 says also Sly Stallone was the bulky ant Z trades places with. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, there was a very touching scene in there that makes you just go, whoa. It's not so much that it makes you cry or anything, but it just shows you like sort of the gravity of war. And He's like, "I can't feel my body." I was like, "Oh, don't tell him what's going on. Don't tell him don't tell him what's happening." It was really, shocking and devastating, but also, like, really good, really good. Come on, really good. And Maximilian was great and scary robot. Oh, yes, 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 from, uh, the black hole. I was afraid of that the spinning blades, they were really terrifying, and then the look, on, Anthony Perkins' face when he was, at that moment was like, "Oh, no." And it's really funny when we, played it, for the watch party, it took me back to that moment again. It's just really incredible. Oh, yeah, Maddie's daddy says James Woods. Yes, James Woods. Just incredibly over the top and just wonderful. I love when bad guys are really over the top. You just played it so good. Um, and Brogu is agreeing with Mikey on the Maximilian being so awesome. It's amazing. And so Fleecy says Woods as Hopper in a Bug's Life. Yeah. Um, and Doc Fortune says James Wood is so fantastic. He is like he's just a great actor. He really is. Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna answer these two and then Dr. Fortune says James Wood is also fantastic as the Owlman in my favorite DC animated film, Crisis on Two Earths. Okay. I do have to break for a second, and allergies are coming in for the attack right now, and I need to take a small break. Give me one moment. Here we go. Oh man, sorry about that. I had yeah, it's still going. I really needed like 5 hours for that. Okay. Let's see what you get. What else you so Mikey ZZ4 says James Wood as himself in the Family Guy episodes. LOL. Oh, I haven't seen that. If I did, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting. And Boo says, yes, Unicorn, you heard Tom Tron and Black Hole. They're easy. Take it easy, Unicorn. Get your rest. I could just imagine waking up after hearing something familiarly that you love and just be like, where, what? Did somebody say Tron or the black hole? And Doc Fortune says, "Oh, piece of candy." And let's see. Let's see. Um, and Maddie Sadie saying, that is a great film." To Doc Fortune, and Doc Fortune says, "I'll probably rewatch it now that we talked about it." Oh, cool, cool. I love that. I love that. Maddie says, "I feel so bad for people with allergies." Yeah, I'm allergic to everything. There isn't very many things that I'm not allergic to, which is really um, both sad and hilarious at the same time. And we're just allergy attack, allergy attack. And oh, William Blake also saying, "Forgot my dart hat." I know. Um, uh, no dart gun needed. I think it's settling now. I hope. And Mikey says, allergies. Sorry, Retro. Lots of liquid refreshments. Yes, I have two. Um, carbonated beverages, and hopefully it'll get me through. And Volcano says ants are supposed to have compound eyes. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did not. Nice, humans. And anti-derivative Jill says that allergy reel is amazing. It makes me think of Brent Brachiosaurus that sneezes on the little girl in Jurassic Park. Oh, yeah, that scene. Oh. And Maddie's daddy says allergies must suck. Get your kids playing in the dirt and petting animals as soon as possible. Yeah, yeah. And I don't think I had was doing all those things. I don't know. I developed a lot of allergies later in life, which is pretty pretty bad. And I think it might be also my apartment that's making me a little extra, um, which is another sad. I can't I can't just get up and move right now, but we're working on it. William Blake Hall says that reminds me of in the movie Matinee. There's a great movie within the movie called Mant. Have I seen? That is familiar. That is really familiar. And anti-derivative Jill says, I recall there is some drama between ants and a bug life. Yeah, yeah, because they came out at the same time, and I think they both were inspired by the same people. I could be wrong about that, but there is some intermingling there, some intermingling there. I'm sure the DB has all the information on it. And Brookie says, we care about you, Retro. When you have an attack, we all feel it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will, I was trying to take something for it, but I am also allergic to those things too. So I have to be very careful about trying to treat allergies and also create other problems. So um, yeah, it's like, oh, you can take medicine for that, and usually it doesn't work because I'm allergic to those things now. And Mikey says we own both the Never Ending Stories. Great part of allergy attack. Yes, yeah, that was really fun. Find that little sneezing clip is really brings me back to that movie, and I love that movie so much. I did do a review of it in case anyone was wondering. Doc Fortune says, I need advice on building my channel. Oh, wow. I hand draw all of the art for the videos, and it takes a while to get them out. I'm finding it hard to stay consistent. Yeah, consistency is hard. It's hard for me too. And I was just saying today, I was like, if I could just be more consistent, that would make me really happy. Um, and so we strive to that, right? But yeah, absolutely know what you're talking about. And I think it's wonderful that you draw your own art for your channel. I must check it out. Uh, and Maddie said, he says, I believe that Warner learned about a bug's life somehow and did a preemptive rip off. Yikes! 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 I mean, if they were gonna, they did the rip off, right, of making it about insects. But I think after that, they took off with it. They took off with it in a different way, and I kind of really like it. It was really I was because I watched both movies many times, and I see where they're similar, and then I absolutely see where they went on and did something really creative and fun. It's like, wow, um, that's pretty incredible. Brogu says, "You're not hurting us when you have an allergy tag." That's not what I meant. Okay, yeah, I got it. I just, yeah, and I didn't want anybody to to feel. I hope people are laughing because it is kind of funny. And Mikey Susie Forrest says consistency is difficult for my videos. Technically, I'm not that artistic. LOL. Oh well. Oh. Um. Yeah. Consistency is really tough. It is a tough. I need to. We may need to have a like a channel get together on the struggles of being on YouTube. And Doc Fortune says, do you think that it'd be better to store up several videos and release them daily over a course of a week, or just make one video a week? It depends on the type of video that you make, because I my videos take months to do. So, and I thought about doing them all at once and then releasing them, but I don't know if that's possible for you. Try it and see if you can do it. You can batch your videos all at once and see if maybe that might work for you. You pick a day and then do like 10 videos and then edit them and send them out. See if that works. Try everything. And so let's get back to the movies. And so the next one is Quest for Camelot, which it looks really like it's actually kind of fun. So I would like to see this movie. Have not seen it, and yeah, this one is um on my list. This is on my list. And then we have The Iron Giant, 1999, and I know that a lot of people are going to be shocked to hear this, but I haven't seen this one either. It was the timing. It was the timing for me. It just did not work out. I did, however, get a chance to see Stuart Little, 1999, and it's touching and good. But so I know that there's some controversy around this movie, so um, I hardly ever see it anywhere or being replayed or anything or anybody talk about it. So yeah, there's also Tarzan, 1999. Now, at this point, um, I did not see Tarzan. I believe this is probably when Disney's era kind of was fading a little bit, and it wasn't so much of a necessity to go see every single movie. Um, and for me, this was not inviting enough for me to go see. So, but I didn't. But if anybody has seen it, please let me know if it's any good. If I should try to get it. There's also The King and I here, and this one is definitely not. This one is not Disney, but it has quite a bit of um, there's a cult following for this, if you will. And Toy Story 2 is one that a lot of people like. They like this movie, and it was good. It was sort of like you were bringing back these characters from a beloved movie that did so very well, and they managed to stick the landing and make a successful second movie. That's really tough to do. That's really tough to do. So they did it, and it's not like the other movies that you would get, that were animated movies and we're just making a sequel. This one actually had box office um, approval, so it you know it was good. It was good. Then we have Puss in Boots, 1999. I've not seen any of the Puss in Boots movies. I heard that the last one was really great, but I did not see this one. Uh, then Walking with Dinosaurs is kind of a short story. It's not a full feature film, but it is a film, no doubt, that was also being used to educate people about dinosaurs, and I believe it was also used in schools. This one is a BBC film. Okay. Then now we're to the 2000s. Okay, well, before we get to the 2000s, I see that you guys have written some things down in the chat. Let's see. Mikey Susie Forrest says, I do now 2 webcam streams plus 1 topic live stream a week. Well, that's pretty cool. That's very good. Dr. Fortune says, Iron Giant, let's go. You like that one. Okay. And William Blake Hall says, I liked Q4 Camelot. Got Gary Oldman as Rubber. Loved Iron Giant. Oh, really? Okay, these are on my list then. Recommended. It Simply Steve says the guy is blind in the quest for Camelot. Oh, really? And Mikey Susie 4 says Iron Giant is totally cool. Never saw this. I need to see this movie. And Maddie's Daddy says The Iron Giant is the greatest animated movie ever made. Period. Wow. That's high recommendation. And Volcano says Iron Giant was great. Cold War at its finest. Wow. And Mikey Susie 4 says Michael J. Fox as Stuart Little. Yes, he did the voice for Stuart Little, and I thought it was cute. So I'm not sure what is wrong with that movie, why it's sort of buried right now. And Doc Fortune says Steve M. Uh, it's up there as a contender, no doubt. And talking about the Iron Giant, and Mikey Susie 4 says Sir Phil Collins with a great song, "You'll Be in My Heart." Oh, for Tarzan, right? Um, yeah, I never did get into Tarzan, and I don't know the music very well. And Mikey also says Tarzan was almost as good as The Lion King. Really? Okay. Well, I need to watch it then. Obviously, obviously. You'll Be in My Heart. It's great, says Doc Fortune. And Mikey Susie versus Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots was great. And Simply Steve 68 says this 1999 version of Puss in Boots was not the DreamWorks version. LOL. Okay, so yes, it was not DreamWorks, but it was I don't know what company it was from, but it is it was not easy to find, is what I'm saying. And Will Simply Steve says, Iron Giant makes a cameo appearance in Ready Player One. Oh, okay, cool. And Baru says Toy Story 2 was good, just like the first. It kind of reminds me of how the movie Alien was successful, and then Aliens, the second movie, was just as successful, if not more so. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, these are sequels that actually were um, profitable and had really great stories. Some people say it even rivaled the first. Um, and it is definitely a matter of opinion, but I think for sure this is what franchises which would happen is that you make a movie and you make that second movie and it sticks, it sticks the landing. And William Blake Hall says an interesting dark version of Tarzan would have had Phil Collins singing "I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight," and oh Lord, yeah, which is a really great song. I hear that almost every day at work. And Mikey, to Steve's comment about the Iron Giant in Ready Player One, says, I prefer the DreamWorks SKG version. And Doc Fortune says, it's all been a pack of lies. Oh, yes, for the Phil Collins song that I hear every day. And what else? And yeah, you guys are on the same page with a lot of this stuff. And Virgo says exactly retro. They would love to make a successful movie and then have the second one made be even more successful. Yeah, and that's the whole point, and they keep going on and on with these sequels that they hoping that they'll get make more and more money. And The next grouping here is Titan AE for in the 2000s. I did see this movie. It's really good, and I really wish that there were more animated sci-fi stories like this. Um, but it was like it's almost as if uh, they were kind of trying to reach an older audience with this movie, and I did enjoy it. Maddie says that I don't think that um, I don't think that Tarzan was great, but there's a touching story about animator Glenn Keane, when he got in a taxi to go to France, his son pressed his hand against the window, and so did Glenn. And so then he put that in the movie when Tarzan presses his palm against Kayla's. Oh, interesting. Uh, that's nice. Huh. And Doc Fortune says, Titan A rules. Uh, it's yeah, I mean it's an acquired taste, right? Not everybody likes this one, but I did I like it, and I was hoping that they were gonna go more into science fiction in animation just like this. Also another one that kind of goes is feels like it could be part of this world is definitely Heavy Metal 2000, which is probably gonna is gonna be featured in my mature section, but it has a lot of the same features of this world and flavor. Um, and let's see, Doc Fortune says, "I hate the CG graphics, but I love the story and the traditional animation." Yeah. Yeah, everybody was, experimenting with 3D graphics at this time. And Maddie said, he says, my coworker who animated Anastasia also worked on Titan AE and Spirit Stallion of Cimarron. Wow. I never saw the Spirit. I never saw that one. Um, and William Blake Hall says, Doc, yes, I'm a Titan AE fan. Oh, cool. And Mikey says, before says, Titan AE and Wally mixed CGI with live animation. Yeah, and I think Wally kind of does it a little bit better, but I think there were things that were learned that out uh, that were put into better use by the time Wally came around. And Simply Steve 68 says, so still say that Titan AE was released in 1998, and the compilers of the list got it wrong. Oh yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been. And Doc Fortune says Mandela effect, maybe. And Volcano says heavy metal with Penthouse Pet, Julie Strain. Yes, 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 yes. And so, um, Dinosaur 2000, which I never saw, but uh, a lot of people love this. Then there's Joseph King of Dreams 2000. I believe I saw this, but it's no Prince of Egypt. You know what I mean? It has like a lot of the same flavor, but not quite. And Emperor's New Groove 2000. I love this movie so much. It's so hilarious. And I didn't see it initially in the movie theater because I was like, "What is this?" You know, the art style was very interesting, was highly exaggerated, and I wasn't into it in the beginning. Also, my life, I had been much busier and, didn't have time to spend on a lot of animated features. But I sat down and watched it one day, and it was just like, what? I can't believe this is so good. It was wonderful. So, yeah, I do love this movie. I even enjoyed the TV show that came on Disney Channel at that time, and it was so good, so good. I loved Yzma and Chicken Run. This is one I have not seen. That is very interesting. Uh, I did not appreciate the design of the mouths on a lot of these characters. They all have that same mouth thing. It was very distracting to me, so I was like, "No, I can't see that." But I definitely am in the mood to see something like that now, because when sometimes you get caught up into, like, silly little details like that, and I was caught up in that. And I love the road to El Dorado. That was really cool. These two guys are just so lovable. And Doc Fortune says I saw Dinosaur. It was good, but uh, has that same sort of apocalyptic feel as Land Before Time. Oh, really? Yeah, I yeah, to me, I'm not attracted to that. And Doc Fortune says Emperor's New Groove is the best comedy Disney ever put out. Pacha's family is the kind of family I've always dreamed of being a part of. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my goodness. And Simply Steve 68 Isma was Goofy, Pacha voiced by John Goodman. Yes, I mean I loved her over the top antics. It was really silly, and also Crunk was hilarious. It was a 100% comedy, gut busting comedy, and I adored it. Of course, David Spade playing Cusco, and just that arrogant, you know, character, and there's a character you don't like, but you you he changes along the way, and you feel sorry for him, and then you're like, oh wow, I really like this character that initially was so horrible to people, and so he really turned it around, and I love those transformations. I love that kind of character development that happens throughout the story, as well as like this endearing friendship that he begins to develop along the way. And Mikey Susie Four says Patrick Warburton is a great voice actor and was my favorite character from Emperor. And also says Wallace and Gromit, a good British clay animation. And Maddie said, he says, Emperor's New Groove is one of my favorites. I studied the animation frame by frame. Oh, wow, cool. And William Blake Hall says, Retro, you need Wallace and Gromit. Okay, all right, I will. I will definitely make sure to add that to my collection. And I know that they have lots of movies, so I got some work cut out for me. And see, Simply Steve 68 says, exactly, Warburton is a great actor, easily recognizable voice. And Doc Fortune says, Chef Um, not sure what name that is. Shell made Road to El Dorado unforgettable. Um, Let me know what that word is. Shell. I'm not sure which person that is. Um, if that's a typo or something. And Mikey Susie Four says the Road to El Dorado featured voices of Kenneth Branagh and Kevin Kline, both Oscar winning actors. Yes, they were uh, pretty awesome. Eddie said, he says, Sting's wife made a documentary about the Emperor's New Groove called Sweatbox. Really? Wow. I believe. And you can occasionally find it on YouTube, although Disney keeps having it taken down. And anti-derivative Jill says, I've got a lot of nostalgia for The Land Before Time. It's a great journey, but they didn't need all those sequels. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, there's a lot of sequels to Land Before Time. It's like, okay. Doc Fortune says pronounced like Shell. It's she's the hot girl. Oh. Um okay. I may need to rewatch Road to El Dorado to take a look at Shell and see what you're talking about. And Simply Steve says they're large hipped female guide Shell. Okay, okay. Um, and Brogu says alternative anti-derivative gel. Exactly right. Yes. Yeah, they didn't need that many. Let me take a little sip of something here. There we go. And Maddie Sadie says, Flushed Away is a good Aardman Wallace and Gromit movie with Hugh Jackman and Ian McKellen, Wolverine and Magneto. And of course, that's on my list. And Mikey Susie 4 is says that Trudy Styler. I've seen it. Maddie's True documentary of what voice actors actresses go through on non-AC studio rooms. Oh, really? Wow. And all right, let's see what else is next on this list. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, 2001. I saw that and I liked it. It's fair enough good. It's a decent story. But there was something kind of missing for me in the story. It didn't leave me with um, the way a lot of other stories have left me. So, but it's still good. It's still good. We've got Shrek, which is everybody has at least seen the first movie, right? I think. Even I saw Shrek, and it was good. It's a hilarious comedy. Comedy is king in all the Shrek movies, and it's just very well done. And of course, oh, Donkey is in there, played by Eddie Murphy. So that was a really cool one. Um, we've got Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. was a surprise to me. I didn't think I was going to like this, but I thought it was incredibly creative, and incredibly touching about friendship, and just loved it. Just loved it so much. Um, Osmosis Jones, 2001. I definitely love this movie. I did um, a review on this movie, and it is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I did love it. I did love this movie. I thought the thing I like about it is how unique it is. Right? There was a lot of moments of uniqueness, but this is not the first time that an exploration of the human body ever was, to appear on the silver screen. But I did love um, the artwork for the city itself, how clever they came up with different parts of the body, um, and different functions of the body, different little moments here and there, and that I just thought was brilliant. So, yeah, I love this movie in a wild way, and it's hilarious. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, really great. I think Maddie's Daddy threw this in last quite a few shows ago, and I was like, yes, of course, Jimmy Neutron, great movie. Um, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I did not think I was gonna like it. I was like, really, um, computer animation, these guys. I'm gonna like this? And yeah, the story's there. The story is really there, and I just enjoyed it so much, so much. There's of course Spirited Away. Again, I'm sorry to say I did not see this movie, and I've heard so much about it, and of course it's on my watch list. Will be seeing this at some point in time. And there's Lilo and Stitch, is one, that a lot of people have seen. I have also seen it, and I like it enough. It's good. It's not my favorite, but it's decent. Decent movie. Um, and the Powerpuff Girls made a movie in 2002. Which I have never seen, and I do love the Powerpuff Girls. I wasn't even aware that they made a movie, so I must get my hands on this. Before I go any further, let's see what you guys are saying. There's a lot of um, comments that were uh, listed. Um, William Blake Hall says, I liked Atlantis. Um, and Doc Fortune says, Atlantis is slept on too much. Yeah. Um, yeah, Atlantis is real, like, it's really good. I mean, it didn't hit me like oh my God, stop everything. It's Atlantis. It's not like that for me. but it's still a really good story. It's a really good story. Volcano says Shrek is the best thing that was the wrestling ring scene. Well, it's all about the comedy and that the gags and the jokes. And Mikey Susie Moore says everybody loved Shrek, and and we own all of the sequels too. Yeah, a lot of people love the sequels. It's very surprising how Shrek took to the audience of its day. And William Blake Hall says, I think we may be coming up on Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, most likely, most likely. And I've got my eye on you, Wazowski. And Brogu says, Shrek was extremely good. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was no complaints, no complaints, really good. Um, Marisay says the Sweatbox title is a reference to the room under Walt Disney's staircase where he used to preview the animations, and they all crowded into the tiny room with a projector. Oh, that's really fascinating. Oh, definitely want to see a movie about this. And William Blake Hall says, Retro, you like Osmos and Jones, but but you need to see the Fantastic Voyage. Okay, yes, I will see that, and that is like a must. I'm not sure what I did recently. I think I may have gotten the video of that. I saw it the other day, and I was like, okay, that's got to go on my watch list. So we'll see about getting it on my watch list for sure, if it isn't. And then also, let's see, Doc Fortune says the best part of Shrek to me is Prince Farquaad, because he is modeled after Michael Eisner. Oh, really? And if you say his name, Eisner, in a Boston accent, it sounds like, ooh, I can't say that word. I can't say that word. And oh, Mikey says, the Princess Cameron Diaz beating up Robin Hood and his merry men, LOL. And Doc Fortune says, Moses Jones is fun. I had a blast with it. I had a blast with it. Um, honestly. And Simply Steve says, poor Bill Murray, he was the focus of Osmosis Jones. Yes, and I loved every minute of him being in the movie. Um, the storyline between him and the daughter and all of that. It's just great. Um, and let's see. Mikey says that yes, Maddie, um, Maddie's daddy, but their voiceover films were tiny too. Uh, uh, Rooms, okay. Hmm. And then Brogo says just having Eddie Murphy on Shrek was a great accomplishment in itself. Yeah, he's hilarious. He was so hilarious in that. And and then the later ones, like funny storyline for that character. And Maddie Sadie says one of my teachers, Mike Gassaway, worked on Jimmy Neutron. Cute film. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Doc Fortune says, not as much of a fan of Spirited Away, Mononoke, and Nausicaa, both either. And Mikey Susie Ford says, good calls, Doc Fortune. Uh, and Fortune says, okay, hold up, Sinbad rules. It was so good. Yeah, it was very good. Uh, just didn't get the exposure it should have. People didn't, go to the theater and support it as much as they should have. And Maddie Sadie says Shrek was originally to be voiced by Chris Farley. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. And Doc Fortune says, Eris animation in Sinbad is, uh, I'm not sure what that means, but it is a kiss. Chef's kiss, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, there's a chef and a kiss. Yes, thank you. William Blake also says, still recall the rock from Sinbad. And uh, William Blake Hall says, rock from Sinbad would have given Dwayne Johnson a run for his money. And Doc Fortune says, that's Chef Kiss. Yes. Got it. I figured it out finally. And let's see. We've got Spirit Stallion of Cimarron. As we were talking about earlier, 2002. We've got Treasure Planet 2002. And this I've seen. I would like to do a rewatch, just to refresh, but looks really good. Ice Age 2002. Um, did not see this one, but I know a lot of people have. This is another movie that went on to do like a million sequels, but they were all straight to video or something to that effect. And then we have A Cat Returns 2002, Studio Ghibli, which was really. I did not see this. I did not see this, and I want to. So that's that's something I want to see. Brother Bear is one I've heard of. Highly recommended. People have said so many nice things about this movie, and it is on my watch list as well. Finding Nemo, and this is you know I think coming back to sort of the classic um, Disney kind of flavor, but I think it was released by Pixar first before it was acquired. Am I correct in assuming that? So it was like I think at the time like the best non-Disney Disney film, and they ended up being bought by Disney. Um, just a wonderful story, incredible how they were able to do this, um, all as fishes, a fish's life kind of thing. Very nice, nicely done. Um, there it is. There's Sinbad, The Legend of the Seven Seas, 2003. Um, definitely what you guys were asking for, and I saw that and I liked it. We've got the Polar Express 2004, which is people hate the special effects on this. They really hate this. They really, really hate it. But I didn't really love the special effects either, but there were moments that were really grand and big and like just felt um like you were watching sort of like this epic um adventure. Now, the issue of the story was fantastic. The story was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. So um, this is definitely one of my favorite um, animated films, even though the animation isn't great, and it's so strange because they did hit almost everything correctly. But except for the look of it is really kind of an eyesore in certain spots, and a lot of certain spots. So yeah, let's see what you guys gotta say. Okay. Mhm. Oh boy, a lot. um, Blake Holmes says, "Never saw Treasure Planet. I'm a little intrigued. Right? It's really looks like it's going to be good." And I did see it once, but I don't remember it completely. So I'm gonna have to see it again. I was in like a different phase of life, so I wasn't paying attention to everything. And so Mikey Susie first says, "Treasure Planet wasn't good. Sorry, Retro." Oh, wow. Um, and Doc Fortune says Treasure Planet's second most underrated Disney film after Atlantis. So we've got competing, different opinions here. And so the only thing to do at this point is to see it for ourselves and then determine like whether we liked it or not. And William Blake Hall says Ice Age was fun. And Simply Steve 68 says Ice Age was good. Its sequels not so much. And Doc Fortune says, I guess I'm in the minority though, since it did not do well in the box office. Yeah, it did not. Treasure Planet, you were talking about, yeah, did not do very well at the box office. So a lot of people shared the sentiment that it wasn't really that great. But um, I if I'm not mistaken, they took the Treasure Island and made it into. I mean, that was the whole point of changing Treasure Island and turning it into like a space kind of thing. Um, And it may have gotten convoluted, the story may have gotten convoluted, if I'm not mistaken, with my memory, but it's been years. Um, so there's stuff I liked about it, and there's also it didn't hit the high notes, right? It's like going to the opera, and the singer sings everything that they're supposed to sing, but during the parts where they're supposed to go into the crescendo and hit the high notes, they did not hit the high notes. They did not land the plane. Mikey Susie Four says Japanese anime, if done adequately, it usually beats out American animation. And Ellen was irritating in both Nemo films. I kind of liked her character because uh, I kind of know some people like that, just like they're really sweet, but they don't remember anything. And I have to say, I'm maybe a little bit like that sometimes. And William Blake Hall says, I hope we're coming up on Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I did put that in the mature section because of the the um, the subject matter of it being a war, um, and stuff like that. So I did put it in the mature area. But we might see it. I don't know. We never know. I might have put it in both places. And Simply Z says, yes, RNG Pixar wasn't acquired until 2009 or 2010, I believe. Yeah. Um, and Maddie says the Uncanny Valley Express. Yes, it is. It is totally. But I did like the story and the meaning of the story, and I like the adventures. I wasn't so crazy about music selection. Wasn't crazy about everything that they had for the music, but I thought it had merit. And man, if there's a movie that they could just go in and just like spruce up the special effects, or the if they could just go in there and spruce up the 3D animation, this would be one of them. It's just I think they would probably have to like create new contracts for everything and be a hot mess. But this is one that all the voice acting is perfect. The story is great. It's the animation that's just did not work out for this movie. I feel the same way about another movie that's coming up on the list, and you probably can guess which one it is. And Mikey Susie Four says, loved Tom Hanks as a conductor in Polar Express, and it was very family friendly. Yes, it was. And yes, Tom I think he plays three characters in this movie? Yes, 3, and including Santa, and, there's also a ghost that lives on the train, and like, come on, that is good stuff. It's just, unfortunately, um, the it was just so weird it was so weird looking, um, and Brogu says, "I'm about to cook for the family, so I'll leave you guys on and listen." Oh, thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, you have a wonderful time cooking. What before you go, let us know what you're gonna make for everybody. I didn't know you were a chef. So yeah, let us know what you're making for everyone. Sounds good. Doc Fortune says, it depends on the era, but all the best TV animation from our childhoods were shipped overseas to Asian animators anyway. Oh, interesting. And William Blake Hall says, "Have a good time, bro." Um, and Mikey agrees with Doc, and Simply Steve tells Brogu, "Enjoy the listening." And Volcano says, "Polar Express with Robin Williams." Um, was Robin Williams in this? I don't remember him though. In that, I don't remember Robin Williams in this one. Tell me which character he plays. In this one. Because I forgot about Robin Williams. I just know Tom Hanks almost did almost all the characters. I mean, he would have played the little boy if he had to. And William Blake Hall says, "I forget when Over the Hedge was." I like that too. That was in the last video thing. I think it was like in the 70s or something, or a lot earlier. Um, or maybe we might bump into it again. I don't know unless there was an older one. Maddie Daddy says the shader technology for the skin on the shader technology for the skin on the Polar Express wasn't there yet. Okay, nor was facial mocap. That's why it was so uncanny valley. Trying to mimic reality is and just missing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that information. I did not know the technological term for what was going on there because yeah, it does. It looks like there, because there are some scenes where you can see the skin of the characters, and like underneath, it's all empty. And a lot of video games have that kind of thing going on, and so it looks like a big video game, but set in a movie format. It's really great. It's really kind of funny. And Doc Fortune says, "I feel like uh, I like the heel turn that Long John Silver does, so it was memorable to me." This is a movie that I must revisit again to get the full gravity. Because when I saw it, I think I had a lot of other stuff going on. So I got like a gist of what I thought about it, but I don't. Uh, I need it. Um, I need to get more detail from memory. William Blake Hall says, "And Hoodwinked. I dug Hoodwink." Yeah, is I don't think I don't think we got there yet, did we? Um, mm, Definitely. Not sure if what year it was. It because Hoodwink was really good. I did like Hoodwink. But I don't think we're at the right year yet. And Doc Fortune says, or it is it a face turn? He does he turns good, and that's what I mean. And Moonbeam 87 is here. It says, yeah, Tom Hanks was Snowbow, Scrooge, the conductor, the dad, Santa Claus, and hero boy narrator, and Face Daryl. Um, Sabra was the voice of the hero boy. Okay, yeah, I think he tried to do just about every single part as much as he could. Um, that was his film, yeah. And Mikey is saying hello to Moonbeam. Cool, cool, cool. And Maddie Sadie says, "I wouldn't even call the Polar Express an animated movie. I'd call it a mocap movie using actual animators. Could have saved it." Ooh. Um, and Mikey says that it's a good point. That's a good point, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie Staddy. And Moonbeam 87 says Thundercats was a type of anime. It was rank and bass. Um, oh, but that's a TV show. We're talking about animated movies from 1990 to present day, and we're doing it chronologically, so we're up to 2004. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure where that how that works in there. Um, Volcano says, "My bad, Robin wasn't present. Mixed him up with Tom Hanks." Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. They're both like came up about the 70s and were comedic actors. And Mikey says facial motion capture was in its infancy with Polar Glass. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that it's pretty sad that the it doesn't look that good. But like I said, it does like as a story, it's solid. Voice acting, solid. Um, and SpongeBob SquarePants movie 2004. That was this I didn't see, but I did see. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I did see the live action SpongeBob movie, which was really interesting. Um, and I wonder if this is it or not. Yeah, I'm not sure if that one was it. We have Garfield, the movie 2004. And which I did not see Garfield, but I heard it was funny. Home on the Range, that was a movie I did not see. Um, Shark Tale, 2004. I think this is when I got out of my. I wasn't watching that many movies. Um, and The Incredibles, 2004. And Yep, and oh, yeah, I see you guys are talking about the older ones for Rankin Bass movies, and definitely I covered all of those movies in the earlier animated movie, family movie section that I did like maybe 2 weeks ago. It was a really cool video live stream. So we did cover all of those, right? Yeah, especially yeah, that one is really good. And Doc Fortune says Garfield a thumbs down. Ooh, ouch. And Simply Steve says Bill Murray voiced Garfield in both movies. Yeah, I didn't bother seeing it, but it to Garfield was not always my favorite. I love the cartoon in a way because it was meant to be like a sarcastic, uh, funny thing, and just the idea of doing it all in a movie is just like maybe too much sarcasm for one outing for me. I was like, and Doc Fortune says The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. And Volcano says Incredibles good spoof on the superhero genre, especially about the hero costume. And Moonbeam says Robert Zemeckis was the director of the Polar Express, same guy who directed BTTF. The Thundercats thing was just a fun trivia. Oh, okay. Um, and Simply 68, no capes. Uh, the Hank. Uh, Now I saw the movie, so but I don't remember that line. But I mean, you've got Mikey Susie 4 laughing, so it must be good. I have probably have to rewatch it again. But yeah, I did see this, and of course loved it. Um, Howl's Moving Castle. This is one that a lot of people are that have recommended and absolutely love. Love, 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 love. And so it is one that I am anticipating watching because it looks interesting. Looks interesting. And you guys, when I get a really good recommendation, I think you know I want to see what you guys are talking about because you guys give me great recommendations. And Wallace and Gromit 2005 is another one that a lot of people have said, they really love. Um, and I have yet to see it, but again, it's on my list. It's not high on my list, but it's on the list. I did manage to catch this one though, the Robots 2005. Um, and it really felt like this movie didn't get any play at all. it was underrated. Underrated, I think. Nobody really paid attention to this movie. Um, and maybe because too much was going on in the film, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for this one. I really do. And it's voiced by Ewan McGregor. We have a lot of interesting things going on about like um, it kind of reminds me of Meet the Robinsons, where it has sort of like a positive, uplifting message. And yeah, I do adore this movie. Probably not for the same reasons everybody else likes it. And yes, Bob back Robert Zemeckis with the Back to the Future movies. And Maddie says this Thundercats wasn't Rankin Bass, it was Warner Brothers in conjunction with a Japanese studio called 4 Degrees C. Interesting. And Doc Fortune mentions Edna Mode, which is a very, very beloved character. Even to this day, people love this. Now, Doc says Howling Moving Castle is just okay in his opinion. Very interesting. Very interesting. Brogu says, I'm cooking fish. Ooh. Ever since I was a kid, my mom would cook fish on Fridays. Ooh. Now that I'm grown, I've taken up the tradition and usually will cook fish on Fridays. That is so cool. Yes, and it's FF. So Fresh Fridays. Really cool. I wish I haven't eaten fish in a long time. Um, and I'm not sure if it will make me not feel very well, but I wanted to try a little piece of fish one of these days soon. Um, so, and Mikey Susie Force says, absolutely love British claymation animation. And simply 60 Steve 68 says, there's your Wallace and Granite, yes. And William Blake Hall says, ever get called out to churches? Oh, bro. Okay. That was a message for Broga. And Simply Steve 68 says Robin Williams was in Robots. Was he? Huh. I was he in Robots? Um, hmm, didn't know. What character did he play? Ketar is here. Hello, how are you, Ketar? Wow, so good to see you. Says hi, retro nerd girl. And Mikey Susie Frost says Ewan McGregor was great for robots and reprised his role as young Obi-Wan Kenobi for Star Wars Wars animated films. Oh, so cool. Um, Maddie's daddy says no capes. And yeah, capes will get you in trouble, according to the Incredibles lore. And Bogu says no, but that's where the tradition came from. Oh, cool. And Moonbeam 87 says Gene Simmons was Grandma Sophie. Um, and Grandma Sophie. In which movie? Which movie? I'm lost now. Oh, in Hal's Moving Castle. Let me know. And Simply C says, Burger Fridays. Friday is fish day. Yeah, it doesn't that seem like a cool tradition? I love that. And being it came from your family, it's just wonderful. Thanks for sharing that with us, Brogu. And Moonbeams87 says, Howl's Moving Castle is awesome. Okay, great, great, great. A lot of people have told me that it is amazing, and I need to watch it immediately. Oh, and Simply Steve 68 says, Robin Williams was the red robot that was on the cover. Oh yeah, yeah, that wacky one, that wacky, that wacky robot that could not keep himself together. What a hot mess. I loved him. And Maddie Steady says Edna Mode was voiced by the greatest living animated animation director, Brad Bird. It was supposed to be a temp voice, but everyone kept telling him, "We like the one you did. Keep it." So they did. Oh, wow. Cool. Thank you for that behind the scenes information, Maddie's daddy. It's really like good to be able to get that kind of that information on these movies that we really like, and sometimes really love. And Madagascar came out in 2005. I did not see this movie; just was not my type of thing. But I have a lot of respect for for anyone who does like that movie. There's Chicken Little 2005. I kind of missed this one as well. And The Corpse's Bride 2005. And I I would this would probably be up my alley. I just never did see it. I saw part of it on late night one time, and then I didn't get to see all of it. Um, so yeah, Happy Feet 2006. It's another one I did not see, but Happy Feet was a big splash when it came out, and I believe there's like a gazillion sequels to this one as well. Uh, and Monster House 2006, did not see this one as well, but it has a cult following for sure. Barnyard 2006 is, you know, another one that I never did see. It says right on here that it's a Nickelodeon movie, but um, and I wasn't not that I wasn't intentionally not watching Nickelodeon, but I just it wasn't my in my peripheral, if you will. And there's a Ice Age too, the Meltdown, and I think a lot of people saw this movie and liked it because that was a big deal when it came out. Um, and then there's Cars, 2006. I did see this movie. It was not my favorite, but it's got its merits. And we talked about this last time, that, about, this was definitely something that a lot of kids loved. And this one is I'm sorry, I have Cars, but it should be Cars 2. This is the sequel to the original Cars movie. Um, and we have this one, the girl who leapt through time. So it's a time traveling kind of thing. Studio Ghibli. Um, I think this is Studio Ghibli. I think so. Um, and I'm looking forward to seeing this. This looks very interesting. Anybody see the girl who leapt through time? What did you think of it? And there, wait a minute, there's Over the Hedge. Somebody was asking for Over the Hedge. There it is. There it is. Let's see what you guys are also saying in the chat. Um, Simply Steve says the wild was similar to Madagascar, and Volcano says the Corpse Bride was great. Christopher Lee was in it. Oh, I didn't know that. Um, Mikey says Madagascar wasn't a good voice Madagascar wasn't a good voice choice for Ben Stiller or David Schwimmer from the TV show Friends. Interesting. Uh, I didn't even like. I don't know that it didn't appeal to me. It didn't call out to me to see desperately, so I didn't bother. And Maddie Sadie says Brad Bird was the director of The Iron Giant, Ratatouille, The Incredibles. He was also the director who turned The Simpsons from a show about a boy with a slingshot into the iconic show we know. Yeah, these are all amazing movies, especially I think my favorite of all of these is definitely Ratatouille. Ratatouille is definitely a special favorite of mine. But I still have to see Iron Giant. That's the only one I haven't seen. Um, and yeah, Brad Bird is incredible. He's an incredible creator and has a very unique vision. I believe he did he do Meet the Robinson too as well? Because I think there's some information in Meet the Robinsons that kind of is like his story a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Um, because when I did the review for it, there was something about that was similar to his own life. And and I'm not sure if it was like because he was an orphan or something. There was something in there, something going on in there. Maybe you guys know. And Moonbeam says, I know of only one sequel to Happy Feet. Oh, really? I thought there was like a whole bunch of them. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Moonbeam says, I've seen Cars and Cars 3. And Doc Fortune says, wow, I have never heard about that one. And Simply Steve says, The Wild was released in 2006 as well. Oh, really? I don't know if I may, it, I may have it on the list. I may not. And we'll see. We'll see. We haven't finished with 2006. And William Blake Hall, exactly. I found Over the Hedge unfairly forgotten. Wow. Yeah. I mean, um, did you like it a lot? Um, I I don't have a recollection of it at all. I think I got this basically because of you guys telling me about it. But I don't recollect this at all. So if that's the case, I probably do want to see it. Mikey Susie Ford says Cars equals R.I.P. Paul Newman in his final voice acting theatrical film role. I did not know that. Doc Fortune says Brad Bird also did Tomorrowland, an extremely precedent movie that is more relevant today than ever. Unfortunately, nobody saw it. Oh no, I want to see it. I didn't see it, so I want to see it. William Blake Hall says I think Newland's character in Cars was called Doc Hudson in honor of the old cars called Hudson. Interesting. And Mikey 64 says Tomorrowland with George Clooney. It was meh. And Maddie Sadie says no, it was directed by Steve Anderson. Oh, um, in response to what I was saying about Meet the Robinsons. Okay, so I must have my information mixed up a little bit. Oh, I was he involved at all in that movie? Did he write the story? Like, I, I'm getting the feeling like he was involved in some way. But yeah, of course, my information, it sounds like it's mixed up. And William Blake also says, I like Tomorrowland. Um, I didn't even know about that Tomorrowland existed, the movie, until like this year. So that's pretty wild. And Moonbeam 87 says The Girl Who Left the Time was directed by Mamoru Hosoda, but it also looks like a Studio Ghibli film. Oh, God. And Maddie says, Meet the Robinsons was also wasn't directed by Brad Bird, but was Steve Anderson. Okay. Um, I thought somehow he was involved with the story, but I could be very, I guess I was wrong. Um, and thank you for confirming that for me. And William Blake calls this Over the Hedge was all about animals plotting to raid a house for its food. It makes all kinds of kidding jokes about how we humans live. Hmm. And it's really interesting because, well, there looks like there's a human there. Is the human chasing after the animals? That's seems very interesting. Doc Fortune is dying laughing. And Maddie Steady says Bird also directed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Really? I didn't know that. I had no idea. He is a genius. Simply Steve says, RNG, I think you've seen many Penguin animated movies, and it's just attribute them all as unlisted Happy Feet sequels. Probably. Like, oh, this must be part of the Happy Feet universe. And movie 87 says, yeah, they use stock footage to do Doc Hudson's scene in Cars 3. Oh, wow. And Doc Fortune says, uh, uh, says, I think if you watch Tomorrowland today, you'll be able to see how it's critical of an elite technocrats class that forecasts doom all of the time, but never gives anything to young people to inspire them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, can we, that's our world in a nutshell. No, Doc Fortune says it also shows Disney in the 60s in its former glory. Oh, wow. And William Blake also says, Doc, a fair summary of Tomorrowland. Thank you. Oh, thanks. And yeah, yes, very much. Thank you very much for explaining that. That really helps to like sell the movie in a way, but to give me an idea what I'm in for when I watch that movie. And Doc Fortune says, I didn't know that either. Yeah. And William Blake also says that Bird is gifted. I enjoyed Ghost Protocol. Yeah, what a range. What a range. And Simply Steve 68 over the hedge had Bruce Willis as the raccoon. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. And Mikey Susie 4 says live action March of the Penguins narrated by Morgan Freeman. Genius. Oh, really? You guys have like so much information here. It's just really incredible. And Movie 87 says I knew about Tomorrowland, the film starring George Clooney in 2018, and it came out in 2015. And Doc Fortune says, haha, I forgot about Bruce Willis. I forgot Bruce Willis was in this. Wow, that sounds really cool. And of course, everybody's been talking about Flushed Away, and I'm definitely of all of the movies with this kind of theme, if you will, or the style. Uh, Flushed Away seems like a movie I would be interested in. Definitely. And Progu says, too much information, I'm overloaded. And Doc Fortune is laughing. Uh, yeah. It's a lot of information. So if at any time you guys want to, rewind any parts, just go ahead and do that, especially for the replay crew. There's a lot going on. And there's my movie, Meet the Robinsons, which I love so much. Just had so much charm to this one. And it was a movie that was really nearly forgotten by almost everybody. And it was treated very poorly by critics. Uh, and I'll tell you, this one surprised me. I didn't expect to really love this movie as much as I did, especially after we hit the third act. And that's when usually most of these movies go off the rails. And this one did kind of go off the rails, and I loved it for that. And and then it circled back and became sentimental and definitely very, very, very touching. There's a very touching story underneath the veneer of this. It's a kids movie, uh, and of course, Ratatouille, another wonderful movie that I love. It's really, really so good. So good. I was surprised. Now, I told you I have an aversion to vermin and creepy crawlers and things like that. And this movie, certainly has a lot of them. There's a couple. moments where I was like totally freaked out and grossed out. But it's it was well written to the point where I didn't care by the end of the film, and it was just a wonderfully told movie. A story about an entity that wants to become something it's not supposed to be. So, just it's defying all odds to become what it was truly meant to be. So I think there's something very inspiring in this movie. I love the term. One of the terms is anyone can cook, and it was like, oh, like anyone can be who they want to be, um, even with incredible challenges that tell you or show you that you can't do this one thing. Hey, you know, uh, just give it a shot. Give it a shot. Um, it's so great. Um, man, guys, I've been going at it for uh for 3 hours now, and I'm gonna have to end this very soon. Um, but I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try to finish out um to 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 the rest of to the 2000s. When we get to 2010, I will pause and this session. So I hope you don't mind that it's a little bit short of the present, but we'll go to at least 2010. And let's see. Mikey says. Um, was over the hedge before Willis himself went wacko. Um, well, if you mean like he started to show signs of his illness, um, I'm not sure because there were moments where he was showing signs of that earlier in his performance. I believe it's 2008. I noticed something when he was doing the movie. Um, Surrogates, that something was going on there. Um, and his behavior on set kind of led, you know, kind of made make you kind of wonder if that's something that was going on. And then of course now we know why. So I don't think at this point he was too affected by it. It was probably starting, but it probably wasn't too obvious. Um, and Moonbeam says, "I heard about Flushed Away, but I never saw it." Yeah, me too. Simply Steve says, "MTR was a great movie, but that I watch over and over again." Meet the Robinsons, yes. And Moonbeam just says, "Tom Selleck out of nowhere." But because I love Meet the Robinsons, I know that Tom Selleck makes an appearance, and in a way. And Doc Fortune says, I had no idea that Meet the Robinsons even came out. I caught it on video. It was good. It was good, but must have had a terrible marketing. Yes, it did have terrible marketing. I saw only just like one little um, uh, trailer for it or teaser for it, and it was bad. Simply Steve says at the end, yep. And Maddie Sadie says, I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but there's a funny video of Brad Bird saying that he was quitting animation and it was silly and childish and was going to make real films. Then the camera pulls out and we see that he's reading a script and Tom Cruise is holding a gun to him. Nice. Nice. And Simply Steve says, at the end, Tom Selleck voiced the older well. Yes. Very nice, touching moment. And Maddie says, Flushed Away is very fun. Look at the backgrounds. There are tons of Easter eggs. Ooh, I can't wait. And um, Simply Steve says mouse puppeteer. Yeah, for Ratatouille. And Mikey says Ratatouille gave me a deeper appreciation for French cuisine. Definitely, if you're passionate enough. Yeah. And Rose says, I've an aversion to rats myself. I never saw Ratatouille. Yeah, it's really funny as looking at it, I was like, okay, let's see how this is gonna be for me. And I was able to get through it. There's one freak out moment in the beginning. I was like, oh, but once that's done, and I kind of concentrated on the main character because he's so cute and likable, played by Patton Oswalt, and he just was likable. Is all I can just sweet, cute, adorable, and you wanted to help him. So I concentrated on him, and that helped me to get through the weird parts. And William Blake also says, I get us to yeah, what? And Moonbeam 87 says, ciao for now. And well, I guess this would be around the time of Obama's administration in 2007, and then he was elected in 2008, right? Yeah, so I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And even though I'm cooking right now, you can't refer to me as Ratatouille. We won't. We'll respect your boundaries. And Doc Fortune says, veterinary girl, first time watching, and I had a blast. I'll keep a lookout for your next one. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. In my next live stream will be tomorrow. It will be a watch party in for The Mummy 1999. And we are going to be watching a lot of spooky movies all through October. So, yeah, I hope you do come back and have some. We really enjoyed your company today. And Simply Steve 68 says, awesome and welcome aboard, Doc. Yes. And Mikey says, thank you for being here, Doc. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm learning today. Thank you so much. And Rogu says over 3 hours, and we just love you, Retro. Oh, you're so sweet. And Keithy just says dinosaurs out of nowhere. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, I was rat averse up until three rat sisters hopped on my shoulders and fell asleep in my hoodie. Oh my goodness. I've had almost 50 of them on the last 10 years. They do not live long. Oh no. Oh no. How long do they live? Oh wow. Unicorn Rampant City says, I was actually part of a rat rescue for a number of years. Oh, wow. Because you take care of so many animals. That's right. Um, and Unicorn Rampant says, you shouldn't have them in your kitchen. Really, yes. And that was the issue with Ratatouille. There were moments where I was like, ew. Maddie said, he says, watch the scene in Ratatouille where Linguini is holding Remy up to show the other cooks, and they all got to uh, to composite the color of the tail. Just it's just the shine layer. Interesting. Yeah, it was that moment when they were like, gross. They all left, right? They all left after that scene. And Maddie says, Rogu Ratatouille is a classic, a truly great movie. It is. It surprised me. It is wonderful, wonderful. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, saw the Mummy at the drive-in. Oh wow, so cool. To be able to see a movie like that in the drive-in. But Lou says, good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Stay frosty. And always remember that Retro Nerd Girl is the way. Oh, see you tomorrow. Oh, you have a good night and enjoy your fish and hanging out with family. That's really, really awesome. And Unicorn Member Studio says, double feature with the Scorpion King. I wish I just have plans afterwards, so I won't be able to do a double feature tomorrow. Oh man, that I should plan that as like a double feature. That would be fun. Maybe one day double feature. Maybe a double feature might happen. And Unicorn is saying good night to Brogu. William Blake Hall says scientists have stopped using rats in experiments and started using lawyers because they were bonding emotionally with the rats. And this just too funny on so many levels. And Mikey 64 says, my dad owned a few white mice. So, um, and Moonbeam says, my uncle has two pet rats, Lily and Moon. And Unicorn Rampant City says 2 years average for a rat. Oh. Unicorn says smarter than dogs, but less ability to communicate. Oh, really? Interesting. Volcano says, saw the mummy, learned a lot, not to be married, not to marry the bad, sexy girl. And Rogu says, I view you as family as well, Retro. Take care. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. You have a good one. You have a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna go through all of the rest of this just to finish this this slideshow because there's some good ones in here. And so let's do it. Let's power through it. And by the way, you might hear my alarm go off that's because I'm still not supposed to be on for as long as I am. Before things start undoing themselves. All right, so here we go. Ratatouille. You got Ratatouille. Shrek the Third, 2007. I never saw this one. The Bee Movie, 2007. I never saw that one, so I need to catch up on my animated movies. And Tinkerbell, 2008. We've got Madagascar 2. Escape to Africa, 2008. Kung Fu Panda, that one I saw, 2008. Bolt, 2008. I like this movie a lot, actually. It was a surprise for me, but I never even heard of Bolt until like maybe 5 years ago, which is really weird. We've got Ponyo, 2008. This is on my list. And Miser Brothers Christmas, I think they did it before, but then they redid it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the details of that, but this is the release date that they have for the Miser Brothers Christmas 2008. And this is a repeat. We got Wally. This is really amazing. This is so good. So good. 2008. High recommendation for anyone who hasn't seen it. Yeah, if just incredible stuff. A Christmas Carol, 2009. I actually really love this movie, and it has the same problems as the Polar Express. That CGI is frightening, frightening, but it has. You can see where they were trying to do something really creative here, and just did not quite get the animation just right for that. The Princess and the Frog, 2009. I avoided this movie like the plague. I was like, no, I don't want to see this because I thought that they were going to do something terrible in the film. It was like, no. And when I watched it, I really loved it. I really loved it. Only since we're doing with a time that is not modern, and so I was like, oh, I do like the way they handled things in that movie. And Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Man, I do adore this movie, and I also like the sequel to this as well. So this is one of my favorite movies. It's really wild. Up 2009. Love this movie. Incredible. So touching. So touching. And everybody agrees the first 5 minutes is incredible. Now, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, 2009. I've yet to see it. It's on my list to see. I've got great recommendations for this movie. Where the Wild Things Are, 2009. Did not see this movie. Wish I had. Monsters versus Aliens. I saw this and it was surprisingly good, in a very cheeky way. The 2010. I'm gonna really pile through this. Tango, 2010. Loved it. Despicable Me, 2010. Did not see this movie. which is really kind of weird because everybody loves it. Shrek Forever, after 2010, didn't see it. Toy Story 3, 2010. Of course, I saw this one. It's really great. How to Train Your Dragon. I did not see this or any of the sequels, but I hear good things. Secret World of Aaron Getty, 2010. I missed this one. How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, that's a repeat. Megamind 2010. I love this. This one, I love this movie. Puss in Boots. This is on my list to watch. Smurfs 2011. This is mixed media, live action mixed, and it was really good. I liked it. It's not like the best movie ever, but it's decent. Mars Needs Moms. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I loved it. And Princess and the Pilot. I did not see this, and I've been hearing really good things about it. Winnie the Pooh, 2011. Yeah, I did not see this one. I don't know why Cars 2 is showing up here. Maybe this is the true Cars 2, and that one was Cars. So maybe I've got something mixed up here. And we've got Rango 2011. I did see this movie, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. The Adventures of Tintin 2011. Did not see this one. Rio 2011. Um, did not see this one. You guys have to let me know if any of these are good. Puss in Boots, The Three Diablos. I did not see this one. And Paranorman. I've heard good things about this movie. Did not see it. Rise of the Guardians. I did see this. It's actually surprisingly good. I thought it was going to really be terrible. It is a holiday movie, which is, you know how I feel about Christmas. So, of course, I loved it. Wreck-It Ralph 2012 was really good. I loved it. Dr. Seuss, The Lorax 2012. Not quite my movie, but very interesting. Brave 2012. Did not see this movie. Frankenweenie 2012. I love this movie so much. Monsters University 2013. Love, love, love. Frozen 2013. I like. And Smurf to the very good story. Smurfs 2. I did not see this one. Big Hero 6. Absolutely love this movie to pieces. The Book of Life 2014. It's on my list to watch. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Yeah, and I need to see this. This looks like all of the How to Train Your Dragon movies look really interesting to me. The Peanuts movie. I heard that this was truly special, and I need to see it immediately. Minions 2015. Did not see it. The Good Dinosaur 2015. Great ratings, great critic responses, but I didn't see this one. Inside Out 2015. Absolutely love, 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 love. Tears all around. I mean, they're just crying, all sorts of crying going on. Home 2015 did not get to see. And here, I have to read this. This is really funny. I've got a super chat from Nikki Rillihan, who says, "Well, I indeed like what you do. So have some fake dollars, kisses and hugs." So thank you, Nikki. Thank you so very much. I will give you a special thank you from me. Here you go. Wow, this was incredibly generous of you. 50 lira, is that what it is? I'm like really was saying today that I'm really bad with money. And knowing the different international money, is it euros? But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that incredible generosity and your funny note to me. Thank you. Um, see if I can. There we go. And so yes, we've got Finding Dory, which I have not seen yet. I I suppose if I like Ellen DeGeneres, I'll be getting a big a heaping of her. So I better be okay when I watch this. So I think she's okay. So I will give it a watch. Uh, Kubo and the Two Strings. I've heard incredible things about this movie. I have not seen it. It looks amazing. It's stop motion animation, and I like what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? And Zootopia 2016, absolutely love this movie. It's so good. So good. Um, but not the best movie, but I think it's really good. I think it's really good. Moana 2016. I've yet to see Moana, and I can't wait to see it. Throne of Elves is one that I've heard of. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Um, let me know. Let me know if you guys have seen this one because I would love to know. There's also Your Name, another Studio Ghibli movie that I'm told was very family friendly and good to put on this list. I've not seen it yet. Also, another one, Voice, the movie, 2016. We've got Trolls 2016. I haven't seen this one. I heard it's funny, and there's a lot of singing and stuff going on in there. And then we have the movie Sing in 2006. I missed all of this entire era of movie madness here. And Cars 3, 2017. Chico 2017. That's one I was told also that I must see. Smurfs: The Lost Village, 2017. I actually saw this. I actually saw this and I liked it. There's a Lego Batman, and my gosh, did I skip the Lego movie? Yeah, the Lego movie was incredible. But Lego Batman, I did not see, and I heard that it was actually really good. The Incredibles 2. I saw this movie. It's really good. Surprisingly, too, I didn't think it was gonna be that great. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, 2018. I I've gotta catch up on it. I know, my nerd card. Ralph Breaks the Internet, the second one, in 2018. I need to see this. I saw the first one, so this is gonna be, probably a lot of fun for me to watch. Um, and William says, "RNG too too far. Now we're past the Obama administration. I know we're going fast." The Grinch, done by the Illumination Studio. I really did love this movie, and the soundtrack was incredible for me. I thought that it was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Toy Story 4, I've yet to see. I had heard really good things about it. Frozen 2. I did see this. A friend of mine took me to the movie to see this, and this was really good. I really enjoyed myself watching it. I have my criticisms about Frozen movies in general, but I did enjoy the fun that was there. And How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, 2019. That's a another one I've got to see. It looks like they're pairing up the dragon to have a girlfriend. Is that what we're doing here? There we go. So yeah, and what 2020s. This is going to be a short list. Soul 2020, one that I have to see. I heard wonderful things about this movie. Wolf Walkers is another recommended movie that I haven't seen. It looks intriguing to me. Onward 2020, it had mixed reviews. I heard that there's a touching story in there, but yeah, I did not see this movie. Luca 2021, that's one I want to see this one as well. Raya and the Last Dragon. And this was, sort of Disney doing its 2D animation-ish, kind of 3D animation-ish thing, and it looks good. I didn't see it. Um, Belle 2021, this is, one from overseas. It looks good, but I haven't seen it. Looks very interesting. Encanto, uh, another one I didn't see. I missed the whole hoopla of Encanto. Anybody see this one? And Sing 2 came out in 2021. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This is the one that everybody loves, that came out last year. Strange World. I did not see this, but haven't really heard anything bad or good about this. So I haven't heard people rave about it, and I haven't heard anybody say really bad things about it either. This year we had Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and people absolutely adored this movie. The Monkey King, which I missed that this even existed. So I have to go look for this one. It's a Netflix movie as well. Uh, and Netflix just put out a whole bunch of new movies that and series that they're doing that's animated. So they're leading the way right now. Super Mario Brothers movie. Of course, I haven't seen this one yet either, but heard amazing things about how good it is. And that's it, guys. We finished it finally. Oh my God, that was rough. That was rough. That was rough. That was rough. And let me see if I can. I'm gonna miss a lot of your um, your um your comments, but I'm gonna see. I really hate that I am, but I'm gonna see if I can do as many as possible. Doc says that Bolt was good. Never saw the B movie. Yeah, love the Princess and the Frog. Dr. Facilier was one of the best Disney villains, wasn't he? He was really good. And Doc Fortune says hated the Where the Wild Things Are. It's an angst adult film pretending to be a kids movie. Ooh. And William Blake Hall says, I need to see the Fantastic Mr. Fox. Where the Wild Things Are is live action, and I found disappointing. I stick with the book. Oh, okay. I think the reason why it came up, I should have put mixed media because it was uh, um, every all the I think he was the entire monster was um was CGI. So Nikki also said is saying greetings, and of course we already saw the incredible gift that she left for the channel. And Unicorn Rampant Studios says, I think you're talking about the performances, and the Wild Things are supposed to act the actual story because Maurice Sendak books operate that way. I wish I knew that then what I know now. Mm. And Mikey Susie Forrest says, Puss in Boots 2011, the great actor Anthony Banderas, who voiced Puss, also in the Shrek franchise as well. And Unicorn says, the one where the Wild Things Are, with probably most of the accurate films ever made from the source material. Oh, so you really like where the Wild Things Are. Interesting. And William Blake Hall says once again that with Tintin, the movie was a noble effort, but the book endures. And Doc Fontaine says, "Yeah, I get you. I love the book as a kid, and I guess I just thought of it as a whimsical story. Watching the movie was like watching a marriage story. Ooh." And well, Unicorn Rapper said, but it did leave a kind of taste in my mouth because of Gandolfini's overacting. Ooh. And William Blake Hall says, I prefer the made-for-TV Chuck Jones Lorax. Oh yeah, that was actually really good. Because I actually have a copy of something that has like the Grinch first and then the Lorax after that, and it's really charming, really charming. And Moonbeam says, Rise of the Guardians is awesome. I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. And Doc says, love Big Hero 6. And Mikey Susie Forrest says, Ooh, there's the alarm there. Oh boy. There we go. I gotta wrap this up quick. And Mikey Susie Verse says, Frozen Let Go has been mercilessly overplayed. Jeez Louise, yes, unfortunately. But the movie's actually really well done. Um, and William Blake Hall says, Inside Out, absolutely. And let's see. Um, And Doc Fontaine says, I hate Frozen because Elsa was a pay to win powered characters in a mobile game I played. Oh, wow. Um, and Nikki says, let it go, everyone. Oh, man. Um, and let's see. William Blake Hall says, "I dig Utopia, Zootopia. Yes, Zootopia was brilliant." Um, and but Mikey Susie Forrest says Zootopia, nope, nope. and Coco, William Blake Hall says that Coco is good. Check it out. And yeah, I've heard really wonderful things about Coco. And Doc Fortune says, Lego Batman was hilarious. I heard that too. So I don't know what took me so many years to even like think about looking at it. William Blake Hall says RNG. Yes, we already went to that one. And Mikey Susie versus we bought the Lego Batman movie. Oh my God, Will Arnett's voice as Batman kept me laughing. Okay, yes. See, Zach Pertain says, I like the first Wreck-It Ralph movie a lot. I love the message of the film. I don't like the second one as much. I feel like it undoes some of the magic of the first one. Ooh, very interesting. Let me remove this. There we go. And Doc Fontaine says, Unwin is great, super underrated. Real, I felt like it was like it came and went so fast, and I heard a whole bunch of really nice things about it, and then all of a sudden it was just gone. And William Blake Hall said, "We made it to the Biden administration, phew." And Mikey Susie versus Encanto wasn't so great, but way better than Sing too. Okay. And Doc says, "I hope I can watch." I'm sorry. William Blake Hall says to Doc, "I hope I can watch Onward sometime." And Doc says, "I'm dipping out of all this modern stuff." Is is poopy. Have a good night, everyone. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna close up shop any minute now. Um, and Moonbeam says, "Yay, Finn!" Yes, and William Blake Hall says, "That's harsh, but have a good night." And anti-derivative Joe says, "Spider-Verse was a good half of a movie. I preferred the Miles half of this half of the movie. We have to wait for the rest of the story later." Oh wow. Oh, I don't like watching movies with half of the movie not really supplied, but yeah. Everybody's been saying that it's good, so I was wondering. Thanks for that. Moonbeam says, yes, the Puss in Boots films is a shared universe with the Shrek films. I think the Puss in Boots films were before Puss met Shrek and Shrek 2. Yeah, because they were doing Puss in Boots movies since for a long time, um, I believe in the 60s or somewhere around like a long time ago. And you're having buffering issues. Oh yeah, there we go. And to Mikey Susie for saying good night to Doc Fortune. All right. Okay. So yes, modern. Yeah, it can be really tough when for a lot of people when it comes to the modern stuff because there's a lot of different, not stuff that's like completely different, but I found myself with it comes to animated movies. Um, like I'm looking for creativity and stuff like that. So guys, I'm gonna close this out because it is been 3 hours and 33 minutes. All right, I love talking, and so I was in full force today, And I do have an outro video that I typically play for all the newcomers that where you can leave your closing statements to any friends that you have in the chat, any new friends you made today, and definitely anything you want to leave for me. My future live streams, you know that I will be doing one tomorrow, which is the Mummy watch party. And also next week, I'll be covering Loki 2. On Wednesday mornings, I will be doing also the follow up to this show next Friday, which is mature animated movies, and that will be a fun exploration. I think we're gonna watch. We're gonna definitely see some interesting titles, and I hope to get your opinions on all of them that you've watched, and hopefully introduce some new ones to you as well. So do you know uh, stay tuned for that. And the movie next week, not this week, but next week, we're going to be doing which one? Let's see. Which movie we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing Night of the Comet, guys. Not this Saturday, but a week from tomorrow, we'll be doing The Night of the Comet, which is a wonderful classic, uh, scary zombie movie. And I don't even like zombie movies, but this one is really, really good. Yes, without further ado, everyone, I bid you adieu, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.